Chapter 420. It ends here, with the most threatening attack and suppression powers of the 33-layered heavenly punishment formation broken. Tsinghui no longer had any misgivings. With a long roar, the golden crow divine body blossomed with endless divine light, and a resplendent eternal star directly suppressed Huang Fu Peng, a true energy boundary expert, and exploded. Rumble. Endless light and heat waves formed a visible shockwave that whistled out from the windows and doors of the tower, as if it was a giant dragon spitting flames. But the tower itself did not suffer too much damage. Peng. Flowing light shot out from a figure. It was Huang Fu Peng, who had relied on the defensive treasure bestowed by the Black Sky Tao Lord to survive the explosion of the resplendent eternal star. The enemy is here. Huang Fu Peng, who had rushed out of the tower with great difficulty, only had time to let out a cry of alarm before a resplendent sword light shot out from the tower. No! Huang Fu Peng, whose flowing light had already dimmed by a large amount, felt the tyrannical destructive power contained in the sword light, and immediately let out a cry of despair. Sun Glory! The sword light hit its target, bursting with endless flames that once again filled the void. Countless courtyards that had been built in the later stages of the 33-layered heavenly punishment formation were directly reduced to ashes under the impact of this explosive power. This voice, Su Qiubai, who was only a few thousand meters away from the peak of the mountain, was still in a state of shock. When she heard the two words, Sun Glory, she suddenly raised her head and looked towards the peak of the heavens will peak. She saw Tsing Hui's figure rushing out of the endless flames like a great sun, true god. Rolling heat waves burned around him, emitting a power that could destroy the heavens and extinguish the earth. As for one of the 6 true energy boundary experts of the Heavens Will Palace, Elder Huang Fu Peng, who was so powerful that he was undefeatable, he had been completely engulfed by the flames under the slash of his sword. It was unknown whether he was still alive or not. This scene almost overturned her understanding of Tsing Hui. She, who had just awoken from her shock, saw this scene and her mind went blank. Enemy attack! Enemy attack! Mournful voices echoed from the peak of the heavens will peak. Countless elders of the divine energy unity realm and green netherworld realm guarding the heavens will palace screamed as they fled from the energy shockwave formed by the explosion of the sun glory. Further away, many divine energy unity realm and green netherworld realm experts living outside the heavens will peak rushed over. Flames burned above the heavens will peak. The peak looked like the end of the world. Elder Huang Fu Peng. At the peak of the heavens will peak, Sha Qinggu's face was filled with shock and anger when he saw this scene. He looked at Tsing Hui as if he wanted to swallow him alive. Elder Huang Fu Peng is the descendant of the Dark Heaven Tao Lord of the Heavenly Tao. You dare to kill him? You dare to kill him? However, Tsing Hui, who had rushed out of the tower, did not even look at Sha Qinggu. The flaming wings of the gold crow body behind him flapped, and he rushed out with a mighty flame directly into the other 3 towers that were not guarded by true energy realm experts. Although there were 1 or 2 green netherworld realm and divine energy unity realm disciples in those towers, how could they stop Tsing Hui, who had the power of the gold crow body and the endless power of the great sun true fire? The moment he rushed in, flames swept out, and all resistance in the tower was burned to ashes. In less than 2 breaths, the tower that Tsing Hui had rushed into, which was in charge of the defense, completely dimmed. In just a dozen breaths of time, 3 of the 33 layers of heaven's punishment formation had collapsed. Stop! Seeing that 3 of the 6 light pillars on top of the towers had been extinguished, Sha Qinggu let out a furious roar. He took out a 10th-level spear, which pierced through the sky and shot towards Tsing Hui with a bone-piercing, killing intent. Bang! Before this long spear could hit its target, the gold crow body behind Tsing Hui had already turned around abruptly and slapped the long spear to the side with a tearing claw. Although a large part of the claw of the gold crow body had been shattered by the tremendous rebounding force and the explosive force caused by the collision of the 2 weapons, the gold crow body only needed a few breaths of time to completely recover from this injury. "Those who stand in my way shall die." Sing Hui let out a deep roar. The gold crow body clawed at the air again, and a huge flaming sword with a destructive aura formed in the air again. Sha Chengu saw with his own eyes that this destructive sword had killed Huang Fu Peng, who was protected by a 10th level armor. He was so scared that his soul almost left his body, and he quickly retreated. But even so, this sword of the sun glory still shot out at an incredible speed, and when it hit his body, it exploded in the next second. In an instant, a huge fireball rose from the summit of Heaven's Peak, which was shrouded in countless formations. The dazzling light almost blinded the elders who were rushing over from the surrounding peaks. "He wants to destroy the 33 layers of Heaven's punishment formation of our Heaven's Palace. Stop him, stop him, stop him quickly." In the endless light, the furious roar of Hai Ting, the only remaining true energy boundary expert on Heaven's Peak, could be heard. In just a few moments, 5 of the 6 towers of the 33 layers of Heaven's punishment formation had been extinguished at the same time, and only the tower that Hai Ting was guarding was left. It was hard to guard against a thief in one's own home. Originally, the 33 layers of Heaven's punishment formation of Heaven's Palace should not have been so weak even if no one was controlling it. However, this formation was set up to deal with intruders, so it did not have much of a deterrent effect on the cultivators inside the formation. If Tsing Hui was outside the formation, even if the pillars of light of the 6 towers were all dimmed, just the energy shield above the sky-bearing mountain range alone would be enough for a golden core expert to attack for 3 to 5 days. However, at this moment, Tsing Hui was inside the formation, and the power of the 33 layers of Heaven's punishment formation was less than 10%. Furthermore, Tsing Hui had mobilized half of the true energy boundary experts, so the formation was easily destroyed from the inside. Heaven's Palace's rule over the Kongli continent ends here. Tsing Hui's indifferent voice sounded from the sky above the Heaven's Peak. In the next moment, Hai Ting, who had charged out from the tower, was completely destroyed by Tsing Hui's golden crow divine body. His battle physique, divine weapon, and armor were all burned to ashes by the great sun true fire of the golden crow divine body. Such a shocking scene caused all the elders who had sensed the intruders to rush over to the Heaven's Peak to turn pale. All of them stood rooted to the ground, not daring to make any rash moves. Prominent domain. Furthermore, it was a prominent domain expert with a divine gray battle physique. This kind of strength was not something that the Heaven's Palace, which only had a few spirit and chi as one stage and green netherworld stage cultivators, could defend against. Xiao, just as everyone was shocked and did not dare to move, a prominent domain expert turned into a streak of light and flew out of the sky-bearing mountain range at his fastest speed, trying to escape from the range of the Heaven's Palace. However, before he could fly far away, the flowing fire sword turned into a sword light that was hard to catch with the naked eye and whizzed past the body of this prominent domain expert. Just as this prominent domain expert was in pain and wanted to reveal his battle physique, Tsing Hui's original body had already crossed the distance between the two of them. The golden crow divine physique carried an unstoppable might as it grabbed onto the battle physique that the prominent domain expert had manifested. The great sun true fire was unleashed as it directly shattered the battle physique. With his battle physique shattered, the prominent domain expert let out a painful cry. He forcefully focused his mind and shouted, "Who are you, to actually dare to interfere with the matters of our Heaven's Palace? Our Heaven's Palace is backed by the Heavenly Tao, the #1 organization in the Chaos Temple. If you dare to act against our Heaven's Palace, the Heavenly Tao will definitely not let you off." Heavenly Tao? I am dealing with the Heavenly Tao. You dare to claim that the Heavenly Tao is the #1 organization in the Chaos Temple? Did you ask the Divine Wilderness and Eternal if they agree? Divine Wilderness, Eternal? The prominent domain expert seemed to have thought of something as his eyes opened wide. You are someone from the Divine Wilderness and Eternal? You. actually dare to touch the Kong-Li continent? Go to hell and ask for more details. Ching Su's golden crow physique suddenly pressed down, and the grand sun true fire surged out. With a shrill cry, the vision holiness expert was burned to ashes on the spot. Palace Master was actually killed. Huang Fu Peng, Hai Ting, and Sha Qinggu, the three great elders, were all killed by him. Our Heavenswell Palace's upper echelon that was left behind here were all wiped out. Eternal and Divine Wilderness. These are the two peak organizations that competed with the Heavenswell Palace's Heavenly Tao for the Kong-Li continent 600 years ago. In this kind of competition between organizations, us small characters do not have any power to resist at all. We are willing to submit to this Lord from the primal chaos divine palace and take Lord as the new palace master of the Kong-Li continent. When the remaining elders saw how Ching Su had slain the palace lord, who was at the Vision Saint realm, without being able to put up any resistance, they all fell silent. Coupled with the fact that they had more or less heard about the strength of the eternal and divine wilderness, they treated Ching Su as a great figure from these two peak organizations, so they immediately submitted to him. All right, I will only take the evil leader. In the future, Heavenswell Palace will still need your help. Thus, you only need to do your part well. I will not be ruthless. Xing Hui glanced at the Spirit Qi Unity realm and the few Qingming realm elders and said calmly, he was too lazy to kill these cultivators one by one. Many thanks for Senior's mercy. Summon all the stewards. Go to Chungda Hall at the foot of the peak and wait for orders. Yes, sha sha sha. At this moment, a figure rushed up from the bottom of Heavenswell Peak. It was Su Qiubai, who was in seclusion, trying to break through to the spirit-refining realm. Her pretty little face was covered in disbelief as she gazed at Ching Su. Quite some time passed before she hurriedly asked, "You, are you my father or not?" "Yes and no," Xing Hui said to Su Qiubai. "I will let your father explain to you when the time comes. But for now, call your second sister and fourth sister over. I have something to instruct them." Su Qiubai looked at Xing Hui. Although she dared to talk back to Xing Hui previously, after witnessing how Xing Hui killed the three true energy realm experts of her Heavenswell Palace, as well as the prominent domain expert Huang Fu, she did not dare to be as casual as before. "Yes." Su Qiubai hurriedly turned around and rushed towards the Sky-Bearing Plaza. The Sky-Bearing Plaza was the entrance to Heavenswell Palace. It was about 100 kilometers away from Heavenswell Peak. Just now, when the bell rang to gather the disciples, the final gathering point was in the Sky-Bearing Plaza. With Su Qiubai's departure, Ching Su flipped his hand again, and 2 Class 10 spiritual objects, 3 Class 9 spiritual objects, and 4 Class 8 spiritual objects appeared in his hand. Afterwards, he quickly channeled true Qi into them, and 2 hours later, 2 transformative realm spiritual objects and 7 true energy realm spiritual objects have been summoned by him. Under his orders, they moved towards the 4 towers that were responsible for attacking, scouting, suppressing, and defending. He had to take control of Heavenswell Palace as soon as possible. Chapter 421. Following Xing Hui's guidance, Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu appeared in front of Xing Hui. Although they had only been separated for less than 2 hours, the 3 of them looked at Xing Hui with a strange gaze. Obviously, they did not believe that this person who looked exactly like Su Fei was their father. "All right, I can't explain too much to you. I can only say that your father, Su Fei, has made overthrowing the Heavenswell Palace's life's work since a long time ago. In addition, I saw his perseverance and took him in as a follower by chance. Of course, it's undeniable that the main reason I chose to take him in as a follower is because I value the dust-leaving stone of the Kong-Li continent. Otherwise, he wouldn't be qualified to enter my eyes." Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu looked at each other. After a while, the second sister, Su Ying, mustered up her courage and said, "This, Senior, I wonder if you can let me see my father. My name is Dong Yang, but I can't now. Although your father is willing to use his body as a carrier for me to descend here and help him overthrow the heavens will palace's rule, this method of descending is also very taxing for me. Moreover, I need to use a very precious treasure. Therefore, if you want to see him, I will have to deal with everything and leave before you could see him again. Yes, Senior Dongyang. Although Su Ying and the others were a little disappointed, they still respectfully responded. They did not think that a powerful being who dared to go against the heavens would need to deceive 3 juniors who were only in the spirit refining realm. Since I have already occupied the Heavenswell Palace, from now on, there can only be one master, and that is your Su clan. I can't stay here for a long time. Therefore, the 3 of you will be in charge of the 33 layers Heaven's punishment formation. The 3 of us will be in charge of the 33 layers Heaven's punishment formation. Su Ying was slightly startled, then frowned and said, but the 33 layers Heaven's punishment formation can only be activated with Hunyuan. This is the reason why I enlightened these 9 monsters. Sing Hui said as he looked behind him. Over there, the 2 transformative realm, 7 true elemental realm, and 9 venerable spirit masters bowed to the 3 women at the same time. These 9 monsters will exist for at least a month. 6 of them will be responsible for guarding the towers, and the other 3 will be responsible for your safety. The 6 monsters guarding the towers will help you inject your Hunyuan into the 33-layered heavenly punishment formation when you need to activate it. The 3 of you will occupy the attack, defense, and investigation towers respectively. The defense tower will always be in an active state, and the energy consumed during this period will naturally be provided by me. Yes, Senior Dongyang. When Su Ying and the others saw that Sing Hui had already arranged everything properly, they naturally did not dare to disobey. They respectfully bowed and complied. In addition, you can send a message to Su Ying and ask her to come here as well. She will be in charge of guarding the tower. The 4 of you will control the 4 towers. This way, the Heavenly Will Palace will be safe for a short period of time. Yes, we'll send the message right away. Just let someone send the message. The 3 of you, follow me to the Chengda Hall. After Sing Hui finished speaking, he separated a part of his power to wrap the 3 of them and brought them to the Chengda Hall at the foot of mountain. At this time, many people had already gathered in the Chengda Hall. Among these people, the majority of them were Spirit Refining Realm Deacons, while the rest were 16 Spirit Chi Unity Realm Elders and 2 Qingming Realm Experts. Seeing Sing Hui's arrival, these people did not dare to be negligent. One by one, they anxiously bowed. Greetings, Senior. Very good. From now on, the 3 of them will be the new palace masters of the Heavenly Will Palace. Su Ying will be the head, and Su Qiubai and Su Yuyu will be the assistants. Although the elders and deacons looked down on Su Qiubai, Su Ying, and Su Yuyu, they knew that as long as Sing Hui stood behind the 3 of them, no one would be able to shake their positions in the Heavenly Will Palace. In a moment, the 200 people present hurriedly bowed. Greetings, Palace Master. Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu were still not used to it, but under Sing Hui's gaze, Su Ying stepped forward and said, Deacons and elders, there's no need to be so courteous. Sing Hui could see that Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu were not used to being in front of the deacons and elders. At the same time, he could see that these elders were looking down on the 3 of them. He was already prepared and waved his hand. Immediately, 3 true element realm monsters that were responsible for protecting Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu flew in from the outside. Seeing these 3 monsters, as well as the energy pressure from them that was not inferior to true element realm experts, the expressions of all the elders and deacons changed. From now on, these 3 monsters will completely listen to your orders. If anyone in the Heavenly Will Palace dares to go against your orders, just give the order to kill them. Sing Hui said indifferently. However, it was this indifferent tone that made all the deacons and elders present shudder. They all rushed to express their stance. We will definitely follow the orders of the 3 palace masters. From now on, we will follow the orders of the 3 palace masters and the seniors. If the palace master needs anything in the future, feel free to tell this old man. Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu glanced at the three monsters. Considering the strength of these three monsters, they felt a little more confident. All right, the internal affairs of the Heavenly Will Palace have been resolved. However, there are still fish that escaped the net outside the Heavenly Will Palace. I still have to deal with them one by one. What the three of you need to do now is to gather all your forces and do your best to collect the dust-repelling stones and Tao-carrying items in the Heavenly Will Palace. At the same time, find out the location of the Heavenly Will Alliance according to the information we have. If we want to completely unify the Kongli continent, we will have to deal with more than just the Heavenly Will Palace. Yes, Senior Dongyang. Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu hurriedly bowed respectfully. Okay, Sing Hui nodded. I hope the three of you won't let me down. I have already given you 3 true energy realm monsters to protect you. If you still can't do what I have ordered, don't blame me for disregarding your father's face and directly appointing someone else to work for the palace master of the Heavenly Will Palace. I don't keep useless people under me. Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu were not convinced. Su Ying, who had a strong personality, took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, "Please rest assured, Senior. Leave this matter to us 3 sisters. We will definitely complete the task you have given us after you have dealt with the people of the Heavenly Will Palace outside." That's good, Sing Hui responded, and then glanced at the deacons and elders present who were silent. The next moment, he leaped up and disappeared from the Qingda Hall in the blink of an eye. As soon as Sing Hui left, the elders present all breathed a sigh of relief. Elders, since Senior Dongyang has handed over the Heavens Will Palace to us 3 sisters, we naturally can't disappoint Senior Dongyang's trust. Please cooperate with us in the following matters. Su Ying saw everyone's gaze and took the lead to stand out. She was the oldest among the 3 sisters and had rich experience. Naturally, she was more suitable to take charge of the overall situation than Su Qiubai and Su Yuyu. Su Ying. Palace Master Su Ying. May I know why Senior Dongyang has come to our Kongli continent this time? How can we help Senior Dongyang? In fact, whether it's Senior Dongyang, Huang Fupeng, or the others, it doesn't mean anything to us. We've just changed masters. Isn't that so? We'll continue to do what we did in the past. It's just that the dust-cleansing stones that should be handed over to the Heavenly Tao every 10 years will be handed over to Senior Dongyang. That's all, Su Ying said faintly. Yes. We will worship Senior Dongyang like we did Ancestor Huang Fupeng and the others back then. The dust-cleansing stones we need to hand over every time will not be any less. The elders and deacons all nodded. That's good. Elders and deacons are all people who hold great power in the Palace of Heaven's Will. Many of you can be considered elders to me. When my cultivation was not good enough, you all gave me pointers in my cultivation. I owe you all a debt of gratitude. Thus, I shouldn't say what I'm about to say in private. However, in order to avoid irreversible consequences, I still have to say these words to you all. Speaking of this, Su Ying's expression gradually became serious. Elders and deacons should also see Senior Dongyang's attitude toward his 3 sisters. In his mind, we are not irreplaceable spokespersons. If things are not handled well, even we will be blamed by Senior Dongyang. Therefore, next, if you want to take advantage of the turmoil in the Heavens Will Palace to seek personal gain, then don't blame me for not giving you face. Once you violate the rules, I will directly order the demons that Senior Dongyang gave me to kill you. At that time, you should not blame me. After all, we are all working for Senior Dongyang. The elders and deacons looked at each other. Although they did not agree with Su Ying's words, when they thought of the fate of Huang Fupeng, Hai Ting, Sha Qinggu, and the other true energy realm experts and the palace master of the Heavens Will Palace, they still did not dare to disobey. They could only promise, we understand. We will not make things difficult for the 3 palace masters. Then that's it. Quickly sort out the dust-repelling stones and Tao carrying items in the Heavens Will Palace and offer them to Senior Dongyang. During this time, if I find anyone secretly tampering with them, immediately kill them. Yes, Stepping on the flying sword, Tsing Hui withdrew the strand of origin spirit power in the Chengda Hall. He nodded in satisfaction at Su Ying's straightforward and decisive style. If Su Ying could really maintain this ability, it would not be impossible for her to become the Palace Master of the Heavens will Palace in the future. As for her cultivation, that was not a problem at all. With Tsing Hui's current resources, he could nurture her to the blue underworld realm in 1 or 2 months. Even if she was at the prominent divine stage, as long as she was willing to work hard, breaking through to that level was only a matter of time. Next, I will kill the 3 true energy realm and prominent divine stage experts who are entangled with the demons outside the sky-bearing mountain range and completely pacify the situation of the Heavens will Palace. From now on, the Master of the Heavens will Palace will no longer be the Heaven's Way, nor the so-called Black Heaven Taoist Master. It will be me, Tsing Hui. A cold light flashed in Tsing Hui's eyes. Then, the sword light broke through the air like a stream of light crossing the heavenly track and shot toward the battlefield where Yang Xiao and the others were at full speed. Thank you to 20170826114440840, also known as Wang Diho lighting mosquito incense. According to him, in ancient times, there was Tang Bohu lighting autumn fragrance. Today, there's Wang Diho lighting mosquito incense. What romantic charm. Old reader, your WeChat profile picture is actually mosquito incense. Haha. Thank you for your support along the way. Chapter 422. Maplewood Mountain Battlefield. Yang Kai-Gui, Yang Xiao, Yang Yuntian, and the experts of the Heavens will Palace fought and retreated. They were about to reach the boundary of the sky-bearing mountain range, and were only 2,000 kilometers away from the core of the Heavens will Palace, the Heavens will Peak. With the suppression of Yang Xiao and Zhan Ying, the 2 true energy boundary experts, those true energy boundary and vision divine boundary monsters were killed one after another, and their numbers were getting fewer and fewer. Although these monsters had powerful and vigorous energy, they were ultimately unable to compare with human cultivators who had tempered their own strength. Even though there were many prominent divine stage monsters, they were still unable to match Yang Xiao, Zhan Ying, and the other true energy boundary experts. If this continued, it would only take a few hours for the monsters to be completely annihilated. Where did these monsters come from? Could it be, as that old man called Su Fei said, that the Heavens will Alliance invited an almighty being to overthrow the rule of our Heavens will Palace on the Kongli continent? Yang Kaigui's Jinshi burst out. The sword light broke through the air and cut off a cyan netherworld-level spirit monster along with a small mountain where it was hiding. The great noise caused a series of loud booms in the mountain range. Father, we already have evidence of that old man colluding with the Heavens will Alliance. When we return to the Heavens will Palace, we must teach these traitors an unforgettable lesson. Yang Yuntian, who was beside Yang Kaigui, gritted his teeth and said, although Zhou Liuji had protected him and fought to the death, he was still heavily injured and his body was covered in blood. Naturally, he vented all his resentment on Tsing Hui, who had caused him to be in danger. Of course, our Heavens will Palace will never easily forgive a traitor. Yang Kaigui coldly nodded. Father, can you let me handle this matter when the time comes? I more or less know the people of the Su family and know their background. If you let me investigate, I might be able to find more evidence of them colluding with the Heavens will Alliance. Yang Yuntian's eyes flashed. Yang Kaigui glanced at Yang Yuntian and naturally understood what his son was thinking. However, for a family that dared to betray the Heavens will Palace, there was no harm in punishing them severely. He nodded. Since you volunteered, I'll leave the Su family's matter to you. We must investigate all the people who colluded with the Heavens Alliance, and not a single fish can escape the net. Yang Yuntian immediately understood the meaning behind his father's words and nodded excitedly. The corners of his mouth curved into a cruel and evil smile. Father, please be at ease. I will take care of things. You can rest assured that I will investigate every single person in the Su family thoroughly. And Yang Kaige was about to speak, but at this moment his Communication J talisman was to speak. He was eyeing another rank 5 spirit monster and was about to kill it, so he was too lazy to look at the message. However, after the message vibrated for a moment, several messages came in at the same time, causing the Communication J talisman to vibrate nonstop. Yang Kaigu couldn't help but frown and snort with dissatisfaction. Don't you know that I'm killing those spirit monsters? How could you send me a message at this critical moment? Father, although you're the Vice Palace Master of the Heavenswell Palace, you're in charge of all the important matters in the palace. Now that you're not here, we naturally have to ask for your instructions. Yang Yuntian, who was at the side, hurriedly flattered. Yes, that's true. Although Huang Fuyao is the palace master, she doesn't really care about the palace. As for the other vice palace masters and elders, how can their methods compare to mine? Yang Kai-Gui had a faint smile on his face as he immersed a part of his mind into the Communication J talisman. However, when he saw the message in the Communication J talisman, he was stunned on the spot. Then he lost his composure and screamed, "No, this is impossible. How is this possible?" At the same time, Yang Xiao and Jianing, who were besieging a true energy realm spirit, exclaimed in disbelief. "Father, what's wrong? Quick, don't bother with these spirits anymore. Let's quickly return to the Heavenswell Palace." Yang Kai-Gui roared in shock. Yes, let's quickly return to the Heavenswell Palace. Damn it, we've all fallen for the enemy's trick of luring us away. Yang Xiao and Jianing shouted angrily. They immediately flew up on their swords, no longer caring about tangling with the true energy realm spirit. However, even though they were unwilling to tangle with the true energy realm spirit, it didn't mean that the spirit was willing to let them go. Under the fearless attacks of the spirit, they couldn't move for a moment. Damn it, Yang Kai-Gui, immediately bring people back to the Heavenswell Palace. We can't let that bastard control the 33 levels of Heaven's punishment formation. Otherwise, we'll all be finished. It's all our fault for being careless. We forgot that the enemy might attack us from the inside. I regret it so much. Yes, Yang Kai-Gui answered and flew away on his sword with Yang Yuntian. Father, what's going on? Yang Yuntian, who was pulled away by Yang Kai-Gui, asked in a panic. His eyes were filled with unease. It's that old bastard called Su Fei. These spirits are all controlled by him. He has the support of a powerful being behind him. The powerful being used some kind of divine ability to borrow his body to descend and erupt with strength and methods not inferior to a prominent divine stage expert. Right now, he has already taken control of the entire Heavenswell Palace. The news we received was from some spies loyal to us after they took control of the Heavenswell Palace's 33 levels of Heaven's punishment formation. Su Fei? That old bastard? He actually... Yang Yuntian, who originally wanted to capture Su Fei and use him to threaten Su Qiubai and the others, was stunned. Now is not the time to talk nonsense. Let's go back first. Go back. What can we do when we go back? He has even taken control of the 33 levels of Heaven's punishment formation. Our palace masters and a few ancestral patriarchs also have a secret technique that can reactivate the 33 layers Heaven's punishment formation. Although the power of the formation will be reduced by a level after it is reactivated, it can still easily kill true energy stage and even transcendent stage cultivators. When Yang Yuntian heard this, he immediately let out a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the seniors left behind a backup plan. Otherwise, thank you for telling me this news. It seems like you palace masters and true energy stage cultivators can't be left alive. At this time, a figure suddenly appeared in the void and blocked Yang Yuntian and Yang Kai-Gui. It was Tsinghui. Who are you? How dare you stop my Heavenswell Palace? Seeing this figure, Yang Kai-Gui and Yang Yuntian's expressions changed. The person who is stopping you from going to the Heavenswell Palace. You Could it be that you're also the incarnation of that powerful being? Behind our heavens will palace is the heavens will palace. You dare to go against our heavens will palace. Aren't you afraid of our heavens will palace's revenge? Heavens will palace's revenge? It won't be too late to talk about revenge when he finds my true body. Father, look. His aura is only at the blue netherworld realm at best. Yang Yuntian stared at Sing Hui for a moment and hurriedly reminded him. Yang Kai Gui immediately understood after Yang Yuntian's reminder. So what if you are the incarnation of that powerful being? How powerful can your incarnation be in our comely continent? Our heavenly Tao will deal with your true body. As for your weak incarnation Dai, with that, Yang Kaigui's body exploded and his battle constitution manifested. A six-striped spirit tiger, exuding a domineering aura, roared and charged at Sing Hui. However, this Sing Hui, or in other words, Qing Su of the prime clear lineage, seemed to understand the difference between him and Yang Kaigui, so he did not face him head-on at all. Before Yang Kaigui could unleash his lightning strike, he had already flown away as quickly as he could, breaking free. Just like that, he began to tangle with Yang Kaigui by moving about. Die for me. If I kill you, those monsters will lose control and die. At that time, your plot to overthrow our heavens will palace will be completely destroyed. Yang Kaigui roared as powerful attacks burst out. The power of his battle constitution was displayed to the extreme. Finally, the tremendous difference in strength was not something that the Qing ruins of the prime clear lineage could compare to. Yang Kaigui grasped an opportunity and unleashed a full-powered strike with his powerful constitution. With a roar, the clone was finally slain by Yang Kaigui in a single stroke, dispersing into pure energy on the spot. Damn it, seeing Qing Su vanish in the air, the expression of Yang Kaigui, who had basically used up all his true qi, immediately changed. A clone has actually used up all the true qi of a vision sage expert like me. Yang Kaigui, are you in such a hurry to leave because you want to go to the Heavens Will Palace to find me? I'm already here. There's no need for you to come here for nothing. At this time, a voice came from the horizon. Accompanied by the sword light, Sing Hui's figure rapidly approached. Su Fei. Seeing the rapidly approaching figure, Yang Yuntian couldn't help but exclaim. However, when Yang Kaigui sensed Qing Su's tremendous presence that had already recovered to its peak, as well as his weakened state where his true qi was almost depleted, he immediately pulled Yang Yuntian away without any hesitation. To no surprise, he fled towards where Yang Xiao and Zhaning were. As long as he borrowed the power of those two true element boundary experts, he would be able to survive Sing Hui's pursuit. Go. Since you're here, why are you in such a hurry to leave? Sing Hui's golden crow divine body suddenly appeared behind him. The 10th order recovery ability allowed him to replenish all the energy he had consumed in the Heavens Will Palace. Now that he had manifested his golden crow divine body, he didn't have to worry about his qi running out. Golden Crow Divine Body. Yang Kaigui, who couldn't manifest his battle constitution due to his lack of qi, saw Sing Hui not only manifest his battle constitution, but also the tyrannical Golden Crow Divine Body. He immediately let out a cry of despair, and then pushed Yang Yuntian forward. Run, run, run. Father! Yang Yuntian let out a cry of horror, looking behind him at Sing Hui, who was emitting surging heat like a great sun true god, his eyes full of horror. Although he was in the true qi boundary, let alone fighting with Sing Hui, just the blazing heat wave from Sing Hui's Golden Crow Divine Body was enough to suffocate him. The original idea of capturing Su Fei and using him to force Su Qiubai and the others completely disappeared at this moment. He just wanted to leave here as quickly as possible, the farther the better. Great Sun True Fire. Chapter 423. Whoosh! The Golden Crow Divine Body spread its wings and soared into the air, charging into the battle circle of Yang Xiao and Zhaning. Although the two of them were true energy realm experts, Tsing Hui was no weakling either. He had killed more than one or two true energy realm experts when he was in the prominent divine stage. Back then, the creation mystical sects, 4 saint-grade battle physiques cultivators, 8 prominent divine stage experts, and the power of the void restriction mystic formation were unable to do anything to Tsing Hui. Instead, they were killed by Tsing Hui and the 12 experts were wiped out. The lineup back then was much stronger than Yang Xiao and Zhaning. Therefore, Zhaning, one of the 2 true energy realm experts, was killed on the spot, and Yang Xiao's life was hanging by a thread. How dare you make an enemy out of the heavenly Tao? The heavenly Tao will not let you off. Yang Xiao cursed when he saw that he would not be able to escape death today. Whether the heavenly Tao is willing to let me off or not is not the point. The point is whether I'm willing to let them off or not. Tsing Hui stared at Yang Xiao indifferently. Although he was now insignificant compared to a colossus like the heavenly Tao, he had the fortune divine jade. One day, he would surpass the heavenly Tao and completely uproot this chaos organization that abused its power. You're really audacious. All right, I'll send you on your way. From now on, the Kongli continent will belong to me, Tsing Hui said as the golden crow divine body came crashing down. However, at this moment, a burst of heaven and earth yuan qi condensed in the void. At the same time, bolts of lightning streaked across the sky. Tsing Hui paused for a moment before he sneered. Someone dares to descend on the Kongli continent? He's here. The sect master is here to save me. You're dead. Yang Xiao shouted excitedly when he sensed the yuan qi in the void. So what? Unfortunately, you're going to die before his clone can descend. Tsing Hui did not slow down at all. This was the Kongli continent, which was severely disturbed by the power of space. Tsing Hui was not afraid of the heavenly Tao's descending expert. Instead, he manifested the golden crow divine body and struck down with the sword of the glorious sun, intending to slash Yang Xiao into dust. Stop! A roar that was filled with energy and carried a tremendous impact to the soul suddenly rang out in the air. It actually made Qing Su's mind shudder. However, Qing Su's mental strength had already reached the 90th level after the battle with the Tao Lord of the Black Heaven sect and the experience of going from life to death, so his resistance to attacks on the soul had increased drastically. Coupled with the fact that the clone of the mysterious Tao Lord was clearly not using his full strength right now, the attack on the soul only affected his mental world slightly before fading away. The sword of the glorious sun, slashed down from the Qing Su golden crow, was not obstructed at all, exploding on Yang Xiao's body viciously. Dazzling sparks and miserable cries completely devoured the space within several thousand meters. Only after killing Yang Xiao did Qing Su look at the expert who had descended. There was a sliver of surprise in his face. It's actually not a primary battle clone. Why did you descend if you're not the main battle clone? Are you seeking death? How dare you spoil the plans of the heavenly Tao? The middle-aged man who had descended was full of majesty. He glared fiercely at Tsing Hui with murderous intent in his eyes. Tell me your name. If you fall into my hands in the future, you will become a muddle-headed ghost for no reason. Come talk to me when you have a main battle clone. Now, I'll send your main battle clone to hell. As soon as Tsing Hui finished speaking, the golden crow divine body behind him let out a loud cry. It swept up a mighty and blazing flame and swallowed the Thunder Punishment Sect Master's main battle clone. You impudent! When he saw how Qing Su was actually so careless, not only did he not mention his name, but he was even unwilling to miss out on a clone that was not his main opponent, he immediately roared out furiously, I will find your true body and grind your bones to dust. Soul condensation art. Instantly, his spiritual consciousness, which was equivalent to around level 100, condensed into a mark and shot into Tsing Hui's body. As Tsing Hui controlled the golden crow divine body to attack the divine light, the divine light passed through the golden crow divine body and shot directly into Tsing Hui's forehead. Before he could react, it had already turned into a mark and merged into his spiritual world. It was assimilated and dissolved by his spiritual power. Rumble! In the next moment, the golden crow divine body's power exploded. Endless grand sun, primordial fire, shot out and instantly turned the Thunder Punishment Sect Master's main battle clone into ashes. This Tao art, Tsing Hui's expression was grave. He did not feel the joy of destroying the Thunder Punishment Sect Master's main battle clone. Instead, he focused his mind and continuously examined his spiritual power in an attempt to find the soul condensation art's mark. Not at all. 2 hours later, Tsing Hui's expression was slightly ugly. Since he could not find it, Tsing Hui could only put this matter aside for now. This soul condensation art seems to be a marking and locking mark. I have to find a chance to ask Song Jun, Song Xiong, or Zhu Zhao about its specific effects. Even though the Thunder Punishment Sect Master seemed to be targeting him, Tsing Hui did not regret it. The Creation Mystical Sect and the Black Sky Sect Master had beaten him to the point where he could not retaliate. If he had not raised his Chaos stage to level 40 at the crucial moment and used the backtrack art, he would have died on the spot. If he did not vent his anger, he would not be able to vent the hatred in his heart. Since we have started, we have to go all the way. To prevent the true energy and prominent sage stage cultivators from controlling the 33-layered heavenly punishment formation, none of the Heavens Will Palace cultivators above the green netherworld stage will be able to survive. Tsing Hui was resolute as he turned into a streak of light and charged towards the last true energy stage cultivator from the Heavens Will Palace. Relying on his level 10 recovery ability, he did not have to worry about exhausting his true chi. He was like a perpetual motion machine as he charged left and right without rest. If it was any other cultivator, even a true energy stage cultivator who had energy 10 times denser than a prominent sage stage cultivator, they would have already collapsed from exhaustion. That true energy stage cultivator was being targeted by Tsing Hui's Tai Ching incarnation. Even if he sensed that the Heavens Will Palace was in danger and wanted to escape from the sky-bearing mountain range, how could he escape from the pursuit of Su Fei, who was controlled by Tsing Hui? After all, a level 9 flying sword was equivalent to a transformative stage cultivator or even a golden core stage cultivator. How could a true energy stage cultivator like them possess such a flying sword? It took him 4 hours to catch up to that true energy stage cultivator. After a series of battles, that true energy stage cultivator was unable to avoid the fate of being killed. Afterwards, Tsing Hui spent another day to sweep through the cultivators who were loyal to the Heavens Will Palace. He directly took over the Heavens Will Palace that had been established by a powerful being of the Heavens Will Palace to control the Conley continent. No one dared to oppose him anymore. Within the Heavens Will Palace, Suing stood in front of Tsing Hui and respectfully handed over a set of information to Tsing Hui. Senior, this is the information I've gathered from the various elders and attendants. It's all about the income from the various mines on the continent, as well as some information about the Heavens Will Palace. Oh, the Green Ruins continent had taken over the Conley continent for the many dust-repelling rocks on the continent. When he saw Su Ying report the information to him, he immediately flipped through it. After a while, Tsing Hui frowned and put down all the information in his hands. He looked at Su Ying. What's going on? The Heavens Will Palace's annual output of dust-leaving stones is so low. The annual average output is less than 1,000 cubic meters. Senior, at present, the Heavens Will Palace has a total of 12 mines. 8 of them are in a semi-abandoned state, and there is almost no production of dust-repelling stone. The remaining 4 mines do not have high production. The reason why they can still maintain the annual production of 960 cubic meters is mainly because of the Dragon Wing mine. This mine is a newly discovered mine 3 years ago. So far, the annual output is 440 to 450 cubic meters. This mine also accounts for less than half of the dust-repelling stone production in the Heavens Will Palace's jurisdiction. The Heavens Will Palace should also have dust-leaving stones, right? Yes. Su Ying nodded. According to our investigation, the Heavens Alliance's output of dust-leaving stones is not low. Even compared to our Heavens Will Palace, it is close to 70 to 80%. However, recently, the Heavens Alliance seems to have found a rich mine and excavated a large amount of dust-leaving stones. It is because of this that they have enough financial resources to go to the Primal Chaos Temple to ask the Almighties for help. I've heard of this matter, but now according to what you said, the so-called rich mine should not be the same as the one I know. From the information gathered by the Heavens Will Palace, it is indeed so. This is interesting. Do you know where the Heavens Alliance's base is? Su Ying's face showed a trace of difficulty. The Heavens Alliance has always been without a fixed residence. If their base was exposed, they would have been destroyed by the true energy boundary experts of the Heavens Will Palace. Therefore, we do not know where the Heavens Alliance's headquarters is. We can only speculate 3 possible locations based on their range of activities. Mark the location for me. Yes. Seeing we flipped through the information for a while and finally focused on the dust-repelling stones. Since the last time the Heavenly Tao collected dust stones from the Heavens Will Palace was 8 years ago. In these 8 years, the number of dust stones in the Heavens Will Palace had already reached 8,600 cubes. In terms of Tao runes, it was a total of 86 Tao runes. Although it was not much, it could at least barely recover the cost he had invested in Su Fei. Okay, I'll leave the matters of the Heavens Will Palace to you. In addition, I have some resources on hand. Take them and raise your cultivation as soon as possible. Not to mention the prominent divine realm, you still need to have a blue netherworld realm cultivation. Otherwise, even with those monsters, you won't be able to convince the masses. As Tsing Hui spoke, he took out a series of resources he had sorted out and handed them to Su Ying. Su Ying looked at the precious resources that Tsing Hui had taken out. In her opinion, she did not know how many contributions she had to make to exchange for them. She immediately thanked him with joy. Thank you, Senior. Help me manage the Kongli continent. This is the best way for you to thank me. Ching Su said and stood up. All right, it's time to meet up with the people of the Heaven Punishing Alliance. After all, they still owe me 180 Taoist rhymes. Chapter 424. Heaven Attacking Alliance. At this moment, in the Black Wind Mountain Range, which was more than 20,000 kilometers away from the sky-bearing mountain range, the upper echelons of the Heaven Attacking Alliance were gathered. Of course, in order to avoid being caught in one fell swoop, only 60% of the upper echelons of the Heaven Attacking Alliance were present. Of the 3 prominent Divine Realm Alliance leaders, only 2 were present. The leader of the group was naturally the one with the highest cultivation base, Lin Jutian. Below him were a group of Qingming and Spirit Qi uniting realm elders and elders, as well as some spirit refining realm cultivators who had made great contributions. Lin Qin, who was responsible for issuing the mission in the Primal Chaos Shrine, was also present in the meeting. Everyone, we have just received news that the Heaven Will Palace seems to be in a mess. In the sky-bearing mountain range, there are endless disputes. A large number of strange creatures, which they call monsters, are attacking the headquarters of the Heaven Will Palace. Currently, the headquarters of the Heaven Will Palace is in a mess. I have gathered everyone here to ask if we should take this opportunity to invade and destroy the other branches of the Heaven Will Palace or wait and see. Lin Jutian saw that everyone was seated and quickly explained the reason why he had gathered everyone here. Something happened to the Heaven Will Palace? Or the headquarters of the Heaven Will Palace in the sky-bearing mountain range? Alliance leader, have you found out the reason? The headquarters of the sky-bearing mountain range has the 33 layers Heaven Punishment Formation. Logically speaking, it should be impregnable. How could someone spread the flames of war to that area? Could be a plan to lure the snake out of its hole? Yes, even if the outer area of the sky-bearing mountain range is in chaos, as long as the 6 demon kings of the Heaven Will Palace are stable, the Heaven Will Palace will not be affected at all. We have to find out the whereabouts of the 6 demon kings of the Heaven Will Palace before we can formulate a plan. When the elders heard Lin Zhutian's words, they all suggested that they should use this opportunity to attack Tiani Palace. Clearly, after being chased by the Heavenwell Palace all these years, the Heaven Attacking Alliance had an instinctive fear of the Heavenwell Palace. According to our calculations, this matter is most likely related to Qin'er's plan to kill with a borrowed knife. Lin Zhutian said, looking at Lin Qin. Lin Qin nodded slightly, stood up, and said, "Not long ago, a son of chaos accepted our mission on behalf of the Almighty behind him and obtained our coordinates. Although I don't know why, that Almighty didn't use conventional means to send his prime battle avatar. However, not long after he accepted the mission, a series of problems occurred in the Heavenswell Alliance. Therefore, I have every reason to believe that the Heavenswell Palace's mishap must be caused by that Almighty. Therefore, this is the best time for us to take advantage of the situation and annihilate the Heavenswell Palace completely so that we can take control of the 33-layered heavenly punishment formation. Oh, there is actually someone who dared to oppose the heavenly Tao. According to what I know, the Tao of Heaven is one of the most powerful organizations in the Chaos Temple. It is unbelievably powerful. A green Netherworld Realm Grand Elder was surprised. You said it yourself. The Heavenly Tao is only one of the most powerful organizations in the Chaos Temple. There are two other organizations in the Chaos Temple that can be compared to them, such as the Eternal and Divine Wilderness. In addition, although the remaining forces, such as the Grand Supreme, the Judgment, the Celestial Vault, and the Sword Shadow, are inferior to the Heavenly Tao, they might be able to compete with them. Our Kongli continent has a unique resource like the dust-repelling stone, so we have always been in high demand among the Chaos organizations. When those Chaos organizations saw us asking for help and realized that the Heavenly Tao's forces on the Kongli continent were much weaker than before, it's reasonable for them to be tempted. Lin Qin said in a clear voice, "If that's the case, it's really an opportunity for the Heaven Attacking Alliance." Elder Lin Qin, are you still able to contact that almighty being? Can we confirm with him? An elder asked. Deacon Lin Jing is in charge of contacting that almighty, Lin Qin said as she looked at a young girl at the end of the line. She was Lin Jing, who had met Xing Hui in the Chaos Temple. Hearing Lin Qin's question, Lin Jing stood up a little nervously. I go to the Chaos Temple every half an hour, but apart from asking me about the spiritual imprint, that almighty being hasn't spoken to me at all. Go and contact him. I remember that they have a contact point called the Primordial Trade Union. Yes. After receiving the order, Lin Jing quickly sat down cross-legged and focused her mind on the Chaos Temple. However, before she could reach the Primordial Trade Union's contact point, Xing Hui appeared beside her and said, "Where's the Heaven Attacking Alliance? The Almighty behind me has already killed 6 true energy boundary and 4 prominent divine stage cultivators of the Heavenwell Palace. Now, it's time for you to pay." Lin Jing was shocked and quickly said, "You've already killed the 6 demon kings and 4 demon marshals of the Heavenwell Palace? How can it be fake? I wonder if there's proof of their heads. Do you think a mere true energy boundary and prominent divine stage cultivators can leave their corpses intact? You must have spies in the Heavenwell Palace and have discussed how to contact them. Won't you know if you ask them?" Yes. I'll get someone to confirm it right away. However, the Son of Chaos that we're hiding in the Heavenswell Palace can only send a message once every 3 days for safety reasons. The last message was sent yesterday, so we'll have to wait for another 2 days to receive another message. I wonder if we can trouble that senior to wait for a while. Wait? Xing Hui's expression turned cold as he looked at Lin Jing with a sharp gaze. He faintly emitted a powerful mental pressure. Don't you know that in an environment like the Kongli continent, the longer the incarnation stays, the greater the consumption? You've already received news of the chaos in the Heavenwell Palace. How can it be fake? Moreover, the senior behind me is a peak almighty. Why would he lie to you? All right, cut the crap. Tell me your location, and I'll immediately ask the senior to collect the due reward. I'm just a minor character and can't make a decision on this matter. Please give me some time to ask the Alliance Master and young miss. Sorry to trouble you, but before that, give me the location of the transaction. I'll wait there so that you don't have to wait for another 2 to 4 hours and waste that senior's precious time. Sing Hui's tone was piercingly cold. You should know that in the harsh environment of the Kongli continent, he'll be weakened for several days for every 2 hours he stays there. You should understand the vile nature of this effect. Yes, yes, yes. Lin Jing gritted her teeth and hurriedly said, Senior, please wait at the Black Moon Pool outside Boulder City. All right, hurry up, Sing Hui said impatiently. Yes. Lin Jing's figure quickly dissipated. Boulder City, Black Moon Pool? Seeing Lin Jing leave, a faint smile appeared on Sing Hui's face. The most likely places for the Heaven Will Alliance's headquarters are White Jade Lake, Juka Bay, and Black Wind Mountain. Under my pressure, Lin Jing didn't have time to think carefully and instinctively set a location. This place must be very familiar to her. Boulder City is the closest to Black Wind Mountain. Then, it's very likely that the Heaven Will Alliance's headquarters is in Black Wind Mountain. Let me spend some effort to summon more demons and find all of you. In the Heaven Will Alliance, Lin Jing quickly appeared in the meeting. Sensing that her consciousness had returned from the Chaos Divine Palace, Lin Xin and the others hurriedly asked, How is it? Is the Almighty of the Primordial Chaos Chamber of Commerce responsible for the Heaven Will Palace? It's that Almighty. Lin Jing nodded. He said that he had killed the 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon commanders. Now, he wants us to give him the Dao, carrying items, and dust-repelling stones as soon as possible. Hearing Lin Jing's confirmation, the people of the Heaven Will Alliance could not help but cheer at the same time. The 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon commanders of the Heaven Will Palace are finally dead. Great, great. Heaven Will Palace. You have such a day. In the past, in order to rule the Kongli continent, you committed countless crimes. I didn't expect that you would be punished in the end. Haha, without the 6 great demon commanders and 4 great demon kings, the Heaven Will Palace will not be able to do anything. From now on, we don't have to hide anymore. These elders and deacons of the Heaven Will Alliance had obviously been oppressed by the Heaven Will Palace over the years. Now that they suddenly heard such great news, they vented their emotions without restraint. Some of them even cried bitterly. The meeting hall was quite chaotic for a moment. Good, good, that's great. The 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon commanders of the Heaven Will Palace were killed by that Almighty. No wonder he came from the Heaven Wasteland region. His means are far beyond our imagination. The leader of the Heaven Will Alliance, Lin Jutian, also slapped the armrest of his chair heavily. His face was full of surprise. Once the Heaven Will Palace was destroyed, the Heaven Will Alliance would naturally be the strongest force on the Kongli continent. At that time, the Heaven Will Alliance could even replace the Heaven Will Palace and become the unshakable absolute overlord of the Kongli continent. Lin Jing looked at the elders who were celebrating and said anxiously, Alliance leader, Miss, the Mister of the Hunyuan Chamber of Commerce said that the more the incarnation of the Almighty stays on the Kongli continent, the more serious the consequences will be. Since the Almighty has killed the 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon commanders of the Heaven Will Palace, Miss and Alliance leader, please immediately take out the Dao-carrying objects and dust-leaving stones to complete the transaction. Hearing this, Lin Jutian's surprised smile faintly became a little unnatural. 180 Taoist rhymes, 1,000 upper-grade dust-leaving stones. This was not a small number. Anyone who wanted to give these things away would feel heartache. Lin Xin also had the same thought. Before the 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon marshals of the Heavens Will Palace have been killed, they naturally wished for an Almighty to come and shatter the 10 sharp swords hanging above their heads for them, no matter the price. But now, the 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon marshals of the Heavens Will Palace were dead. Naturally, they were hesitant to make them go bankrupt. It was like a beggar who kept saying that if someone gave him 10 million, he would donate it to help the poor. However, if someone really did give him 10 million, how could he give it away? After a while, Lin Xin seemed to think of something and suddenly said, "Did the mister say if he left the heads of the 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon commanders behind?" "No. The mister said that it would be difficult for an almighty to leave the bodies intact. He asked us to verify it ourselves. However, I've already told him that our informants will only send back news in 2 days. Lin Jing, you've answered well." A faint smile appeared on Lin Qin's face. "Since there are no corpses or heads, we naturally have to verify whether the 6 demon kings and the 4 demon marshals are truly dead. In the meantime, I asked the Almighty to wait for 2 days. I need to go to Changsha tomorrow. Take the highway, 240 kilometers. I brought 4 buckets of instant noodles, a bucket of water, mat, blanket, towel, toothpaste, toothbrush, water heater, pot, egg, onion, rice, condiments, gas tank, badminton racket. Anything else?" Chapter 425. Wait. Lin Zhutian's expression changed slightly. "Qin, are you not going to pay us? If we do that, I'm afraid we'll offend that Almighty. That Almighty is a terrifying existence that can even destroy the Heavens Will Palace. Compared to the Heavens Will Palace, our Heaven Crusade Alliance is much weaker. Not to mention, the Heavens Will Palace has the support of the extremely powerful Heavens Will Palace. If we really do that, I'm afraid it will bring disaster to our Heaven Crusade Alliance." "Father, you've misunderstood me. I'm not saying that I want to renege on my debt. It's not that easy to renege on an Almighty's debt. I understand this as well. The reason I asked the Almighty's incarnation to wait for 2 days is to prevent the heavenly Tao from reacting. If the Almighty's incarnation is still around, he can help us clean up the heavenly Tao's mess. On the other hand, the number of powerhouses in the Heaven Will Palace is not small. Although the Almighty killed 6 great devil kings and 4 great devil marshals in the Heaven Will Palace, the remaining Green Hell Realm and Divine Chi Syncretism Realm cultivators will still pose a threat to our Heaven Hunting Alliance if we don't deal with them one by one." "What do you mean? Don't you think that the Almighty's avatar is our best helper? Since he's already sent his avatar to the Kongli continent and destroyed the Heavens Will Palace, why don't we do him a favor and spend 2 days to uproot the Heavens Will Palace? Then how should we send a message to that Almighty? Just say that we've already prepared enough Tao-carrying items and dust-cleansing stones. However, for safety reasons, these things weren't placed in the same place, but in several directions. We'll gather the Tao-carrying items and dust-cleansing stones from these directions and hand them over to him. As for the time, we'll use 2 days. On the one hand, say that it's to confirm whether the 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon marshals are really dead. On the other hand, we can use the remnants of the Heavens Will Palace to cause trouble and delay the process. Since the main battle avatar of the Almighty will cause more severe weakening every day he descends, he'll think of ways to eliminate all the unstable factors without us saying anything." "That's a good plan." Lin Zhutian's eyes lit up. "That powerful being is powerful, but he's not familiar with the Kongli continent. Plus, he's in a hurry to get back. Why would he care about those details? As long as we use the excuse of transporting those Tao-carrying items and dust-cleansing stones, wouldn't we be able to do whatever we want?" "That's right, ordering a powerful existence-level fighter." Lin Qin's eyes were also filled with excitement. Thinking about it, a powerful being was like a subordinate in her hands. Following her orders, the powerful being would immediately go to war for her and be toyed with in the palm of her hand. This feeling, it was not as simple as just being stimulated. "Lin Jing, go. Send a message to the intermediary immediately." "Yes, Mississippi." Although Lin Jing felt that it was inappropriate to do so, she was only a messenger in the end. At the critical moment, she could be used as a pawn. When she heard the young lady's order, she could only agree and return to the Chaos Temple. After a while, she said helplessly, "That intermediary is no longer here." "No longer here?" Lin Qin didn't think too much about it. Just go to their contact point and leave him a message. At the same time, all the elders should act quickly. Whether or not we can uproot the Heavens Will Palace once, and for all depends on this. Yes, all the elders agreed at the same time and went to their respective positions. However, that night, Lin Jing rushed to Lin Qin's room. In less than half an hour, Alliance Master Lin Zhutian and the elders gathered again. They all looked serious. Everyone, Lin Jing just sent a message. That powerful being ordered us to arrive at the Black Moon Lake within 6 hours and hand over 180 Taoist rhymes and 1,000 dust cleansing stones. Otherwise, the Heavenswell Alliance will be regarded as breaching the contract, and we will be killed without mercy. Lin Qin said with a hint of playfulness. Arrive at the Black Moon Lake within 6 hours. Ha! Kill the Heavenswell Alliance without mercy? How arrogant! The Heavenswell Palace and the Heavenswell Alliance have been fighting for hundreds of years, but the Heavenswell Palace can't do anything to us. He's a newcomer who won't be able to stay in the Kongli continent for more than a few days. How dare he say that he will kill the Heavenswell Alliance without mercy? We just need to hide in the shadows. In a few days, he will retreat because he can't maintain his main battle avatar. How dare he say that he will kill the Heavenswell Alliance without mercy? It seems that after the powerful being destroyed the Heavenswell Palace easily, he thinks that the Heavenswell Alliance, which is weaker than the Heavenswell Palace, will be his. He doesn't know that although the Heavenswell Alliance can't be compared to the Heavenswell Palace in a head-on battle, two of the Heavenswell Palaces can't be compared to one of the Heavenswell Alliance. The elders sneered when they heard Lin Qin's words. Although the powerful being was arrogant and even threatened to destroy the Heavenswell Alliance, we can't be unrighteous. How about this? Prepare some Tao-carrying items and dust-cleansing stones and send them to the Black Moon Lake. Lin Qin was satisfied with the elders' reaction and said with a faint smile, prepare some Tao-carrying items and dust-cleansing stones and send them to the Black Moon Lake? Do we really have to submit to his threat? Yes. Didn't you say that we need his help to destroy the other forces of the Heavenswell Palace? Although the 6 great demon kings and 4 great demon marshals of the Heavenswell Palace are dead, there are still many Green Hell Realm and Unison of Divine Qi Realm experts left. If we fight back with all our strength, even if we win in the end, we will suffer great losses. What Elder Chong said makes sense. We spent a total of 180 Taoist rhymes and 1,000 upper-grade dust cleansing stones to invite him. The total value is 280 Taoist rhymes. 280 Taoist rhymes is more than enough to invite 2 or 3 Almighties, let alone one. If we can't completely destroy Heavenswell Palace, it will be a huge loss. The Grand Elders began to clamor. Elders, please don't be impatient. Lin Qin waved her hand at the crowd. Actually, the reason why I had people send a portion of the Tao-carrying items and dust-cleansing stones to the Black Moon Pool was not to submit to that almighty being, but rather to let him understand that he still has a difficult task on his shoulders. After saying that, she glanced at the elders and said, I need everyone to contribute a group of men of sacrifice. Men of sacrifice? An elder who reacted quickly seemed to have thought of something. Elder Lin, you mean to let those men of sacrifice disguise themselves as people of the Heavenswell Palace and take away the Tao-carrying items and dust-cleansing stones that are supposed to be offered to that powerful being? That's right. Lin Qin had a faint smile on her face. Think about it. These things were originally intended to be offered to that almighty being. They belonged to that almighty being, but now they were suddenly stolen by the people of the Heavenswell Palace. If that almighty being saw it with his own eyes, how would he feel? We just need to take the opportunity to fan the flames. I'm afraid that powerful being will see through such a crude plan. An elder frowned. You're overthinking it. If that powerful being has enough time to think carefully, our plan will naturally be exposed. However, don't forget that his time here is limited. Therefore, even if he figures out what happened later, he won't send down a clone to punish us. After all, it's not easy to send down a main battle clone on the Kongli continent, especially one that can intimidate our Heavenswell Alliance. The elders were enlightened when they heard this. I see. Time. The key is that time is of the essence. It's decided then. I have a team of trained men of sacrifice. It's time for them to contribute. I also have 10 awakening and true chi men of sacrifice. Count me in. When the elders heard this, they all expressed their willingness to help. Soon, a rather powerful team of men of sacrifice took shape. Very good. Next, we just need to make that Almighty believe that those men of sacrifice belong to the heavenly will palace and infuriate that Almighty. Then we can sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. We can watch that Almighty destroy the heavenly will palace for the heavenly will alliance. Lin Qin had a confident smile on her face. The other elders laughed and said, "You're indeed the daughter of Alliance Master Lin. You're indeed intelligent. Alliance Master Lin has a successor. Next, we'll wait for Miss Lin Qin and Alliance Master Lin to lead our Heavens Will Alliance to unify the Kongli continent." Ha. So what if he's a powerful being? In the end, he'll become a sword in our hands and be played by our young Alliance Master Lin Qin. Is that so? At this moment, an untimely voice suddenly came from outside the courtyard. Immediately after, a sword light descended from the sky and appeared in the courtyard. Amidst a wave of exclamations and screams, the figure riding the sword directly stepped into the hall. "Who's that?" All the elders in the hall shouted at the same time. Outside the door, many guards gathered around and quickly surrounded the entrance of the hall. They glared angrily at the figure who had arrived on a sword. One of the guards, who was in the spirit-refining realm, angrily reported, "Elders, this person suddenly came and killed 4 of our guards outside. We couldn't stop him. According to our speculation, he's most likely in the green underworld realm. Leave." Lin Zhutian waved his hand at the guard. He could see that the person in front of him was not as simple as the green underworld realm. Prominent divine realm. This was a prominent divine realm expert who had condensed the war body. Although he seemed to have just broken through to the prominent divine realm, there was a suffocating pressure coming from him. "Who are you? Why did you suddenly barge into our Heavens Will Alliance and kill our people?" "Who am I?" The man glanced at Lin Zhutian, Lin Qin, and the others. "Didn't you say that you could play me in the palm of your hands? Why can't you recognize me now that I'm right in front of you?" Chapter 426. Didn't you just say that you could play me in the palm of your hand? Why can't you recognize me now that I'm right in front of you? Sing Hui said. That one sentence made everyone in the hall change their expressions at the same time. Lin Qin, Lin Zhutian, and the others were so frightened that they could not help but take a step back. Their eyes were filled with fear. You're that senior." Lin Qin's voice trembled slightly. Their plan to kill with a borrowed knife had been seen through by the person involved. Moreover, this person's cultivation base was so strong that he could destroy the entire Heavens Will Palace alone. Just the thought of the consequences made one shudder with fear. The moment Lin Qin reacted, she made a prompt decision and said without hesitation, "Since Senior has completed the mission of killing the 6 great demon kings and the 4 great demon marshals of the Heavens Will Palace, we should naturally pay Senior 180 Taoist rhymes worth of Taoist rhymes and 1,000 high-grade dust cleansing stones. Men, bring those Taoist rhymes and dust cleansing stones here immediately. Yes. Since Senior has completed the task, we should keep our word in hand over the dust-repelling stones and Tao-carrying items that should be given to Senior. The Tao-carrying items are fine, but the dust-repelling stones take up a lot of space. Although there are 6 sons of chaos in the Heaven-Conquering Alliance who have designated their personal spaces are not enough to hold 1,000 dust-repelling stones at once. Please forgive us, Senior. We will ask them to move the dust-repelling stones one by one." Lin Zhutian quickly reacted and tried to salvage the situation. They had tried to use the other party in vain, but the other party had seen through them. Lin Zhutian and Lin Qin were in a difficult position. At this time, they could only pin their hopes on Tsing Hui's words. Wait a minute. While the elders were trembling in fear due to Tsing Hui's arrival and the fact that he had revealed his identity, one of the elders suddenly shouted as if he had sensed something. He glared at Tsing Hui and said, What kind of almighty are you? You're Su Fei. You're Su Fei, the patriarch of the Su family in Dragon Tooth City who gave birth to Su Qiubai in Suing. Su Fei. The elders, who were originally terrified and shivering all over, were stunned at the same time. Even Lin Xin and Lin Zhutian widened their eyes and looked at the elder who spoke. Elder Jining, are you serious? Is he really Su Fei from Dragon Tooth City? Su Fei, it's indeed that Su Fei. I also recognize him. He even cooperated with my subordinates in the past. Yes, it's him. I have some impression of him too. The Vice Alliance leader Chong Long, who was at the Vision Saint realm, said, Alliance leader Lin, can't you see that the person in front of us isn't the incarnation of an almighty being, but a body made of flesh and blood? How dare you trick us into coming to the headquarters of the Heaven-Punishing Alliance? Flesh and blood? Lin Zhutian, Lin Xin, and the others looked at Tsing Hui carefully and exclaimed, It is indeed a body of flesh and blood. Immediately, the two of them heaved a sigh of relief. I knew it. The headquarters of the Heaven-Punishing Alliance in the Black Sky Mountain Range has always been secretive. How can anyone know about it? This Su Fei was deeply involved with the Heaven-Punishing Alliance in the past. It's reasonable for him to know about the headquarters of the Heaven-Punishing Alliance. The rest of the elders also felt relieved. After a moment, when they thought about how frightened they were because of Su Fei's words, these elders became angry out of humiliation, especially Elder Jining, who recognized his identity, who shouted out in a stern voice, Su Fei, how dare you come to our Heaven-Punishing Alliance and behave atrociously? Who gave you the guts? Tsing Hui glanced at Elder Jining and ignored him. He turned to Lin Zhutian and Lin Xin and said, Hand over the Tao-carrying item and 1,000 dust cleansing stones, and I'll let you live. Otherwise, after tonight, there's no need for the Heaven-Punishing Alliance to exist anymore. Do you really think that you're the Almighty? Let alone the fact that you're just a swindler. Even if you're the Almighty, you won't be able to take the 180 Taoist rhymes item and the 1,000 high-grade dust cleansing stones away before we completely uproot the Heavenwell Palace for the Heaven-Attacking Alliance. After knowing Tsing Hui's true identity, Lin Xin was not afraid of him. She sneered. On the other hand, Lin Zhutian felt an inexplicable pressure even though Elder Jining and the others said that the person in front of them was Su Fei of the Su family, a cultivator in the mortal realm. He was about to speak to ease the atmosphere between the two of them. However, Elder Jining, who was eager to expose Tsing Hui's disguise, jumped out and shouted, Su Fei, how dare you not bow when you see the two Alliance Masters, the young Alliance Master and the Elders? Kneel down. As he spoke, he kicked Su Fei's leg joint. If this kick landed, even an awakening realm cultivator's leg would be broken. It seems like the Heaven-Punishing Alliance has chosen to die. Then, I'll fulfill your wish. Seeing that Elder Jining dared to attack, Tsing Hui said in a low voice. A sword light shot out from his body and rushed behind him. Before Elder Jining could expose Tsing Hui's true identity, he was decapitated by the sword light. Today, no one will leave the Black Wind Mountain Range alive. Tsing Hui did not hold back anymore. Before the Green Netherworld Realm and Divine Chi Unison Realm elders could react, the sword light of the flowing fire sword had already shot into the crowd. In the blink of an eye, the flowing fire sword had already pierced through the heads of the 4 Green Netherworld Realm and Divine Chi Unison Realm elders. Ah! Shrill screams echoed in the hall. Flying sword! Flying sword! It's a flying sword! What a fast flying sword! It's definitely not as simple as a 6th or 7th level flying sword. What's going on? Didn't they say that Su Fei's cultivation was low and not worth mentioning? How can he control such a powerful flying sword? Stop! The hall was in chaos. The Green Netherworld Realm and Divine Chi Unison Realm cultivators shouted at the same time, trying to stop the flowing fire sword from killing them. However, it was useless. Under Tsing Hui's control, the flowing fire sword, which had reached the 9th level, started a massacre in the crowd. Wherever the sword light passed, A divine chi unison realm cultivator, or even a green netherworld realm cultivator would be decapitated. No matter their defensive means, protective chi, or high-level armors, they were like paper in front of the flowing fire sword. Blood. Instantly, the hall was filled with blood. How can this be? This Su Fei. Another elder who recognized Su Fei was directly frightened out of his wits when he saw Qing Su massacring the crowd on his sword. He paled in fright. Lin Zhutian, Lin Qin, and the rest felt a chill in their hearts. However, since things had reached this point, Lin Zhutian and Chang Long, the two prominent divine cultivators, made a prompt decision. Although Tsing Hui was giving them a strong pressure, it was not to the point where they could not defeat him. Seeing that Tsing Hui had shed all pretense of cordiality, they did not hesitate and activated their battle physiques. At the same time, they shouted, "Everyone back off! No matter who you are, if you dare to behave atrociously in my heaven-punishing alliance, you'll have to ask for my permission first." The two battle constitutions appeared, and with a mighty momentum, they broke through the roof of the hall. The energy fluctuations dispersed, and some true chi and spirit-refining cultivators nearby were sent flying. Kill! The two prominent divine realm experts roared at the same time as they unleashed the boundless might of their battle physiques. The might of their battle physiques was enough to make any green netherworld realm expert despair. Unfortunately, they had met Tsing Hui, who had a rank 10 recovery ability and cultivated the divine golden crow battle physique. Rumble! The light that could illuminate the night completely erupted from Qing Su's body. Endless light and heat erupted at that moment, raising the entire hall to the ground. Flames and heat appeared out of nowhere, as if they had completely ignited the pitch-black night. Following the golden crow battle physique's roar, dazzling flames soared into the sky and collided with the battle physiques of Lin Zhutian and Chang Long. The moment they came into contact, the two battle physiques were smashed into pieces. Countless flames shot out in all directions like a meteor shower, igniting the courtyard within a radius of a few kilometers. The flames contained terrifying heat, causing the awakening realm, true chi realm, and spirit-refining realm cultivators of the heaven-punishing alliance to scream in agony. Some of them were hit by the flames and were burned to ashes on the spot. With just one collision, the number of casualties was uncountable. Divine battle physique. It's a divine battle physique. Divine golden crow battle physique. Isn't he just an ordinary person? How can he have a divine golden crow battle physique? Almighty, this Su Fei is definitely that almighty. Lin Zhutian and Chang Long screamed in horror. However, they, who had cultivated a spiritual battle physique, knew very well that there was a huge gap between them and a divine battle physique. Misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. Senior, this is a misunderstanding. Please stop. We'll give you the Tao-carrying item and 1,000 cubes of high-grade, dust-cleansing stones you want. Lin Zhutian, the leader of the Heaven-Punishing Alliance, shouted in panic, wanting to stop the battle temporarily. It's too late to realize that it's a misunderstanding, Qing Su said sternly. The flames of the Grand Sun surged from the Golden Crow, immediately burning the vice leader of the Heaven-Punishing Alliance, Chang Long. With a painful cry, the prominent saint expert was reduced to ashes. No. Seeing this scene, Lin Zhutian realized that Tsing Hui was undefeatable. He screamed in pain and turned into a streak of light, intending to abandon everything and escape. Do you think you can escape? The golden crow behind Qing Su spread its wings and soared. Boundless fiery qi burned through the air, catching up to Lin Zhutian in a single step. The scorching white true fire of the Grand Sun raged down, twisting the space. Before the flames, the battle constitution that Lin Zhutian was so proud of was unable to put up any resistance at all. It was like snow exposed to the scorching sun, instantly incinerating into nothingness. Spare me, spare me. Senior, please spare my life. Half of the 180 Tao carrying items are in my hands. If you kill me, you will miss the 90 Dao carrying items. Please spare my life for the sake of these Dao carrying items. Lin Zhutian started begging crazily when he saw the great sun true fire burning down his battle physique and about to engulf his body and kill him like Chonglong. However, the Dao vessel with 90 Dao vessel had some effect. Xing Hui, who was planning to burn Lin Zhutian to ashes, paused for a moment. As the golden crow battle physique flapped its wings, the great sun true fire disappeared. Then, let's clear this place. Sons of Chaos, stand over here and you can live. The others are worthless. Let me send you on your way. Chapter 427. As Xing Hui spoke, a dazzling light condensed on the golden crow behind him, and a resplendent and eternal hand sign gradually formed. Even an ordinary cultivator could see that as long as Xing Hui used this killer move, no living creature within a radius of 10,000 meters would be able to survive. Clear the area. As he said, this was a true skill to clear the area. I'm a son of chaos. I'm a son of chaos. I'm willing to submit to Senior. I'm also a son of chaos. Senior, please show mercy. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Sensing Xing Hui's intention to kill everyone, the Sons of Chaos were terrified and rushed toward Xing Hui. Some cultivators who weren't Sons of Chaos also begged for mercy and rushed toward the safe area Xing Hui had planned. Unfortunately, before they could even approach the safe zone set up by the Green Ruins, the Golden Crow's body had already erupted with scorching flames, burning these lucky people to ashes on the spot. No! Lin Zhutian and Lin Qin cried out in pain when they saw the cultivators being burned to ashes. Lin Qin, the young master of the Heaven Punisher Alliance, was no longer as confident as before. She knelt down and begged Xing Hui, "Let them go. Please let them go. We'll give you all the Dao-carrying items and dust cleansing stones. There's a price to pay for toying with an almighty being, and the price your Heaven Punisher Alliance has to pay is destruction. All worthless people must die." The power of the Golden Crow on Xing Hui's body was nurtured to the extreme. It seemed like this destructive force that could turn everything within 10,000 meters into ashes would completely descend in the next moment. No, no. Spare me, spare me. I have value. I have value. I know where the Alliance leader and the others have hidden the dust cleansing stones. Apart from the 1,000 dust cleansing stones they have hidden, there are close to 10,000 ordinary dust cleansing stones. Me too. Me too. Our Heaven Punisher Alliance recently discovered a new mineral deposit. There are at least 10,000 dust cleansing stones waiting to be excavated. This mineral deposit is very secretive. Even the people of the heavens will palace don't know about it. I have Dao-carrying items. I have Dao-carrying items. I'm willing to contribute all of them. Senior, please spare my life. When the other elders heard Xing Hui mention the word valuable, they all came to their senses and shouted loudly. They were willing to do anything to save their lives. Oh, those who are valuable can live, of course. Xing Hui's cold voice sounded. Immediately, the cultivators all felt like they had been relieved of a heavy burden. They rushed towards the safe zone that Qing Su had marked out madly, while the remaining cultivators wailed in despair. They fled in all directions as quickly as they could, trying to escape from the range of the power before it completely erupted. Since the rest of you are worthless, then annihilate. The Green Ruins hand pressed down, and the resplendent power of eternity condensed from the Golden Crow body immediately erupted. Under Lin Qin and Lin Zhutian's desperate cries, an extremely resplendent light flashed in the air, covering up the night completely. For a moment, the entire mountain range where the heaven-defying alliance was located was like a pebble falling into the calm water. Ripples spread out from the center of the resplendent explosion. All the buildings, flowers, trees, gardens, fake mountains, and cultivators who live in the area were obliterated by the resplendent and despairing shockwave, A ruin with a diameter of 10,000 meters was formed. The blazing fire spread out to 10,000 meters away and lit up the forest further away. The fire almost lit up the Black Wind mountain range, making this huge mountain range look like the end of the world. No! Seeing this, Lin Zhutian knelt down in pain. His heart was filled with endless regret. Sinner, sinner, I am the biggest sinner of the Heaven Punisher Alliance. It's over. It's over. It's all over. Lin Qin stared blankly at the many courtyards that had been swept away by the resplendent eternal force. She was utterly dejected by the tragic and cruel scene before her. The remaining cultivators who had survived by other means looked at the destroyed Heaven Punisher Alliance with hatred and fear in their eyes. However, Qing Su's strength had completely exceeded their imaginations. It was a suffocating level of cultivation. Even though he was the main culprit behind the destruction of the Heaven Punishing Alliance, these people still dared not express their hatred towards him. Their hatred was completely directed towards Lin Zhutian and Lin Qin. If the two of them had not been so greedy and wanted to use this almighty to clean up the Heavenswell Palace after it was destroyed, the Heaven Attacking Alliance would not have fallen to such a state. All right, all of you have survived. Now, it's time for you to show your value. As Tsing Hui spoke, his gaze fell on these cultivators who had precious information and resources. Sons of Chaos, hand over your chaos techniques and all the items in your personal space. You can be spared from death. The few surviving Sons of Chaos looked at each other. Even though losing their identity as Sons of Chaos would most likely make them disappear into the crowd, compared to losing their lives, handing over their chaos techniques was undoubtedly the right choice. This is my chaos technique. Senior, please verify it. Soon, one of the Sons of Chaos stepped forward and offered his chaos technique. Tsing Hui verified it. A rank 3 Son of Chaos, it was better than nothing. Tsing Hui waved his hand. He couldn't be bothered to kill all of them and let them leave. Next. Yes, Senior, please take a look. The other Sons of Chaos stepped forward one by one. Excluding Lin Zhutian, Lin Qin, and Lin Jing, there were a total of 6 people. Most of these 6 people were at rank 2 or 3. However, to Tsing Hui's surprise, one of the Unity of Spirit Realm experts actually handed over a rank 12 chaos technique, which shocked him greatly. This rank 12 technique could be said to be the highest level of all the techniques he had seized. In addition to the chaos technique, Tsing Hui also obtained some Tao-bearing items and dust cleansing stones in these people's personal spaces. Among them, the Tao-bearing items contained a Tao-bearing value of 12, the low-grade dust cleansing stones more than 400 cubes, and the high-grade dust cleansing stones more than 200 cubes. Next, it's your turn. Those people have clearly explained that the 180 Tao-bearing items and 1,000 cubes of high-grade dust cleansing stones that should have belonged to me are in your hands. Do you need me to interrogate them? Or will you choose to die rather than comply and directly commit suicide? There was a hint of playfulness in Tsing Hui's tone as he spoke. After all, if Lin Zhutian and Lin Qin were truly the kind of people who would rather die than comply, they would have chosen to fight to the death long ago. Why would they be like this, waiting for his judgment? Senior, if we hand over the Tao-bearing items and dust cleansing stones to you, are you really willing to let us live? Lin Qin asked with trepidation. Compared to her previous high spirits, her spirit had plummeted. Of course, I don't need to waste time on such trivial matters. However, you must hand over your chaos techniques as well. We're willing to hand over our chaos techniques. Lin Qin bit her lip and quickly took out all the dust cleansing stones, as well as a large number of Tao-bearing items. Seeing this, Lin Zhutian didn't dare to hesitate and quickly handed over his Tao-bearing items and dust cleansing stones. Qing Su sensed carefully. There were a total of 186 Tao carriers, while there were 1,500 high-grade dust cleansing stones and around 3,600 low-grade dust cleansing stones. It was much more than he had imagined. Very good. Senior, look, after handing over all these items, Lin Qin looked pitifully at Tsing Hui, her eyes full of pleading. Don't worry, since I promised to let you live, I will keep my word. Tsinghui said lightly. Lin Xin and Lin Zhutian's faces immediately lit up with joy as if they had just escaped death. Thank you, Senior. Thank you. Although I'm letting you live, I can't let you off so easily for plotting against me and trying to kill me with a borrowed knife. I'll destroy your cultivation as a punishment. After speaking, Tsinghui didn't give Lin Xin and Lin Zhutian any time to react. His powerful golden crow body suddenly pressed down on them. Lin Zhutian and Lin Xin's screams were filled with despair and unwillingness as he directly destroyed their cultivation. Lin Zhutian screamed in pain. With his cultivation destroyed, his appearance rapidly aged. In less than 10 breaths, he turned from a middle-aged man to an old man. Even Lin Xin was no exception. Her pretty face was suddenly filled with wrinkles. This was also because their bodies had been continuously refined by pure qi. Their vitality was much stronger than normal cultivators. Otherwise, with their age, they would have died the moment their cultivation was destroyed. Lin Zhutian looked at Tsinghui, his voice trembling. What, you don't like it? Lin Zhutian hurriedly put away the hatred in his eyes. After all, he still had his cultivation level from back then. Even though it would be difficult for him to cultivate back to the Vision Divine realm, it was still possible for him to reach the Spirit Qi Uniting realm or even the Azure Darkness realm in the future. Therefore, if he angered Qing Su now and made him kill him, he would be done for. I don't dare. That's good, Tsinghui replied lightly, then turned his gaze to the remaining Spirit Qi Uniting stage and Blue Underworld stage cultivators. Under their fearful gazes, he said in a deep voice, Don't worry. As long as you bring me something of value that satisfies me, I will let you leave directly like the other sons of chaos. I won't do anything to you. Yes, Senior, don't worry. Everything I said is true. Senior, if you have the time, I can bring you to see the location of the Dust Stone Mine. My Tao vessel is hidden in the Grand Rock City not far from here. Senior just needs to follow me, and you will know whether it is true or not. The Spirit Qi Uniting stage and Blue Underworld stage cultivators all fought to be the first to speak. They wanted to swear an oath, afraid that if they were too slow, he would destroy their cultivation if they were unhappy. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. Author's note. There's a huge recommendation on the main website. I have to update today. Everyone's recommendation will start with a wave. Chapter 428. Next, Tsinghui obtained 12 Dao runes worth of Dao runes from the people of the Heaven Hunting Alliance, as well as more than 4,000 cubes of dust cleansing stones. Most importantly, he occupied the secret mineral deposit of the Heaven Hunting Alliance, which contained tens of thousands of low-grade dust cleansing stones and nearly 1,000 high-grade dust cleansing stones. If all of them were excavated and sold at half price, it would be worth 100 Dao runes. Coupled with the fact that Qing Su had purposely found another prominent Saint Vice leader of the Heaven Slaying Alliance and killed him, he had obtained 226 Dao carrying items, over 19,000 low-grade dust cleansing rocks, over 1,600 high-grade dust cleansing rocks, and over 100 supreme-grade dust cleansing rocks from his trip to the Conley continent. The total profit had already reached a startling 400 or so charms of ways. If the dust cleansing rock reserves that had yet to be excavated were included as well, the final profit would definitely be over 500 charms of ways. Qing Su had not spent so much effort on the Conley continent in vain. 1 month later, in the Heavens Will Palace, the people of the Su family and the Heavens Will Palace gathered together. Under the gaze of Tsinghui, they all sat down in their seats. Su Ying, who had the highest cultivation in the Su family, had already broken through to the Spirit and Qi Uniting stage. As for the Blue Darkness stage, it would take a long time to break through. Su Qiubai and Su Yuyu, who had received the support of Tsinghui, had also cultivated their aura qi and stepped into the third level of the longevity stage. Although they were not outstanding, they were still quite impressive. Tsinghui, who had completed the purpose of the trip to the Conley continent, summoned the sisters of the Su family that night. In front of them, He handed over the 3 newly enlightened true energy stage monsters to them. Although these 3 true energy stage monsters are not comparable to human true energy stage experts, they can still barely contend with prominent divine stage experts. At present, there is no prominent divine stage expert on the Kongli continent. With these 3 monsters, you can rest assured. The only problem is that these 3 monsters can only last for 3 years, even if they don't fight. If they fight with others, the duration will be greatly reduced according to the strength of the enemy. It is possible for them to last for 1 year or half a year. Therefore, it is best for you to break through to the blue darkness stage before these 3 monsters completely disappear. Only then will you have the qualifications to truly occupy the Kongli continent. Yes, Senior. The 3 hurriedly bowed. With a wave of his hand, Tsinghui took out a Class 9 weapon, a Class 8 armor, and a flying sword at the same time. He said to Su Ying, "I will bestow these treasures to you. If you can reach the blue darkness stage with these weapons, you will be able to fight even prominent divine stage experts. Even if the enemy takes out their battle constitution, you will be able to contend with them and find a chance to win after exhausting their true qi." Su Ying naturally understood the value of these weapons. After all, even the weapons, flying swords, and armors used by the cultivators of the heavenly path were all Class 7 or 8. She hurriedly bowed. "Thank you, Senior. No need to thank me. You just need to manage the Kongli continent for me and let me know when you have accumulated enough dust-repelling stones. We're just taking what we need." Even so, Senior has nurtured our Su family like this, and our Su family will forever remember this great kindness. Tsinghui looked at Su Ying, Su Yuyu, and Su Qiubai. Among these people, the one with the highest talent and the most potential was none other than Su Qiubai. Even Nalan Fei's talent was slightly inferior when compared to Su Qiubai. However, in terms of respect, Su Qiubai was far from being able to compare with Su Ying. Perhaps it was because Su Ying was older and knew that the opportunity before her was precious, considering that Su Ying's talent was also excellent. Tsinghui pondered for a while and said, "If you allow it, I can take you as my disciple in name. If you can cultivate Saint-grade vital essence within 100 years, I will officially take you as my disciple." Su Ying was slightly startled and then said in surprise, "Master, please accept this disciple's bow." She immediately knelt on the ground and bowed to him. Tsinghui calmly accepted Su Ying's bow. Now, he naturally had the qualifications to take Su Ying as his disciple. When Su Qiubai and Su Yu saw how Qing Su accepted Su Ying, even though it was just a few disciples, their eyes were filled with envy. One must know that although the person in front of them was occupying their father's body, he was in fact a top almighty who stood at the peak of Tianwang region. To be able to become the disciple of such a top almighty, let alone true qi and spirit refining cultivators like them, even saint-grade experts who had cultivated vital essence would fight to be his disciple. "Master," after Su Ying performed the ceremony of taking Chan Shi as her master, she glanced at Su Yuyu and Su Qiubai before she pleaded. "Master, you ought to be able to discern that in terms of natural talent, Qiubai and Yuyu are superior to me. I beg Master to take both of them as disciples as well. In the future, both of them will surely do their best to bring this sect to greater heights for Master." Sister, Su Qiubai and Su Yuyu were touched, and then turned to Tsinghui with hope in their eyes. However, Tsinghui shook his head. "My energy is limited. Teaching one person is enough to distract me, let alone 3 people." Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu were disappointed when they heard this. However, Su Ying did not dare to speak again for fear of angering Tsinghui. Even as a registered disciple, she was rejected. Tsinghui saw the pitiful looks of the girls and considered that Su Qiubai's talent was indeed extraordinary. He pondered for a while and said, "I allow you to pass on what I taught to the 2 of them. As for whether they can cultivate and become my disciples in the future, it will depend on their final performance." Su Ying, Su Qiubai, and Su Yuyu had already given up hope. When they heard Tsing Hui's words, They were overjoyed and hurriedly thanked him. "Thank you for your kindness, Senior. We will definitely not lose face for Master." "Yes, if my cultivation is not successful, how can I show off my master's name outside?" "All right," Sing Hui said to Su Ying. "You already have some foundation. With this foundation, the cultivation of the spirit and Qi uniting realm will not affect you much. As for the green netherworld realm," Sing Hui pondered for a moment and said in the end, "Fine, this could be considered an opportunity for you. I just happened to obtain a level 12 Son of Chaos technique. I'll pass it to you and use it as a cover. Once you become a level 6 Son of Chaos and have level 5 comprehension, the green netherworld realm will be a matter of course for you. A level 12 Son of Chaos technique. Thank you for your generous gift, Master." Su Ying hurriedly bowed again. Sing Hui waved his hand and directly passed the primal chaos technique to Su Ying. After Su Ying obtained the inheritance and became a level 6 Son of Chaos, she did not hesitate to use the remaining 5 levels on her comprehension after opening up a level 1 personal space. Level 5 comprehension could already produce an initial mutation. Suddenly, countless inspirations appeared in Su Ying's mind. The spirit and Qi uniting realm, the green netherworld realm, and even some of the secrets and opportunities to condense a battle physique appeared in her mind at the same time, causing her to fall into an epiphany on the spot. Sing Hui could not help but be speechless when he saw this. He had forgotten about the epiphany brought about by level 5 comprehension. Back then, he had relied on raising his comprehension to level 5 to comprehend the Torch Dragon Sword intent, and thus grasp this method that was similar to a spirit attack. Sing Hui instructed Su Qiubai and Su Yuyu again, and at the same time passed on the cultivation secrets of the Qi Uniting Void technique to the two of them. He did not stay any longer. "Everything is done, so I will leave directly. During this period of time, I borrowed your father's body to cultivate to the Vision Divine stage. If this power is released directly, it will definitely cause his body to explode. So I turned into a seal and sealed it in his body. When your father's cultivation level increases, the seal will naturally be unlocked one by one, and when the conditions are right, he will naturally obtain the power of this stage. Your father's spirit will be refined by me, and this day should not be too far away. Thank you for your help, Senior." Su Qiubai and Su Yuyu hurriedly bowed again. "Then, this will end here." After saying that, Sing Hui stopped using the incarnation technique. Immediately, his consciousness withdrew from this body and traveled through space and time, returning to his main body in the Life Alliance in the Eastern Wasteland. Not long after he returned to his main body in the Eastern Wasteland, Su Fei shuddered and woke up. Since his consciousness had been rewritten and restored by Sing Hui, his thoughts, thinking, and memories had all changed. He quickly stood up and bowed in the direction of the Eastern Wasteland. "Farewell, Senior Dongyang." "Senior Dongyang." Su Qiubai looked at Su Fei, whose temperament had clearly changed greatly, and felt a sense of loss. On the other hand, Su Yuyu was still young, so she did not think too much. She only looked at Su Fei in shock. "Father, is that you?" Su Fei nodded. "I also know what happened during this period of time. It's all thanks to Senior Dongyang. Otherwise, our Su family would never have been able to rise up like this. From now on, our Su family will work hard for Senior Dongyang and make the Conley continent impregnable. We will continuously provide treasures like dust cleansing stones and so on for Senior Dongyang. Father, we will never forget Senior Dongyang's great kindness to our Su family. We will never betray him." "Very well." The reason why the heavens will palace was that they were too careless. They had been safe for hundreds of years, so they had let down their guard. That was why Senior Dongyang took control of the 33 levels Heaven's Punishment Array from the inside. Although the 33 levels Heaven's Punishment Array had lost its main item, Senior Dongyang had left behind the corresponding spirit items so that the array could kill true energy stage and transcendent state overlords with ease. You must learn from this lesson and stay alert at all times. As long as the Heaven's Punishment Array is intact, no matter what happens, the Su family's rule over the heavens will not be affected. Father, don't worry. We understand. Su Qiubai and Su Yuyu replied in a deep voice. The two true Qi cultivators had obtained great benefits. In just a month's time, they had cultivated to the spirit-refining realm. Moreover, with the resources of the entire continent occupied by the Heavenswell Palace, reaching the spirit and Qi unity realm was only a matter of time. With such a good situation, they naturally did not want to have any problems. All right, now it's time for us to repay Senior Dong Yang with what we have done, Su Fei said as he stood at the top of the Heavenswell Peak. He looked down the mountain and saw the entire Heavenswell Palace. For a moment, he was filled with pride. With the support of Senior Dong Yang, the Conley continent would enter a new era as the Su family took control of the Heavenswell Palace. Chapter 429, Eastern Wilderness, Life League, Tsing Hui's Cultivation Room. Sure enough, as long as I think about it, I can enter Su Fei's body and return to the void distance continent. Tsing Hui's face was filled with joy. His doppelganger technique had already exceeded the scope of ordinary doppelganger techniques. Although he would be severely weakened for a few days each time he used it, in terms of practicality, it was much better than ordinary Tier 5 doppelganger techniques. As long as Su Fei did not die, the void distance continent would always be under his control. Hence, he focused his attention on the harvest he had obtained from the void distance continent. Not to mention the Dao-carrying items, which were hard currency, there was no need to worry about not being able to use them anywhere. The key was the 20,000 cubic meters of low-grade dust cleansing stones, 1,600 cubic meters of high-grade dust cleansing stones, and nearly 100 cubic meters of peerless dust cleansing stones. If he wanted to sell these dust cleansing stones, he would have to use Firmament's channels. Thinking up to here, Tsing Hui's figure flashed and appeared in Firmament. Then, relying on his authority, he directly contacted Firmament. Firmament seemed to be busy with something, and Tsing Hui did not receive a reply. After an incense stick's worth of time, the space around him distorted. Not long after, he appeared in a courtyard built on a mountain peak. There, 3 people leaped up and left. Pak Hui, you're here. Sit. Firmament did not treat Tsing Hui as a junior and pointed to the front. What's the matter? Yes. Tsing Hui knew that Firmament was very busy and did not waste time. He went straight to the point. I obtained some dust cleansing stones by chance and would like to use Firmament's channels to sell them. Dust cleansing stones? Master Firmament was quite familiar with the dust cleansing stone. Is it the dust cleansing stone produced in the Conley continent? I remember that back then, the eternal realm, the heavenly Tao, and the divine wilderness fought over the ownership of the dust stone of the Conley continent. More than a dozen mighty figures fell, and among them, a Saint Realm Supreme figure of the eternal realm was severely injured by the great formation of the 33 layers of heavenly punishment and died on the spot. Fortunately, he preserved his body at the critical moment and prevented his bones from being ground to dust. In addition, there was a son of chaos beside him who brought him back to life in time. Otherwise, that supreme figure of the Saint Realm would have fallen. Tsing Hui nodded. He had also heard of this matter when he was plotting against the Conley continent. Resurrection. As long as the corpse was complete, the target could be resurrected. If the corpse was incomplete, even if a trace of life force was resurrected, the target would die again due to severe injuries. Because of this, once a pinnacle mighty figure engaged in a life-and-death battle, they would never be merciful and leave their opponent with a complete corpse. They would directly grind their opponent's bones to dust and scatter their ashes. The dust-cleansing stones are monopolized by the heavenly Tao. Even if some dust-cleansing stones are occasionally circulated from the hands of the mighty figures of the heavenly Tao who abuse their power for personal gain, or secretly bought from the cultivators of the Conley continent, the quantity is extremely small. Usually, there are only a few thousand or even a few hundred square meters. These dust-cleansing stones can be sold directly on the black market. Since you want to use Firmament's channels to sell them, the quantity should be quite large, right? Yes. Tsing Hui nodded. 19,400 square meters of low-grade dust cleansing stones, 1,620 square meters of high-grade dust cleansing stones, and 105 square meters of peerless dust cleansing stones. There are actually so many. Firmament Venerable Master, who was originally somewhat indifferent, heard Sing Hui's report, and his eyes immediately lit up. Close to 20,000 low-grade dust cleansing stones, 1,620 square meters of high-grade dust cleansing stones, and 105 square meters of peerless dust cleansing stones. This is a huge sum of no less than $250 rhymes. Where did you get so many dust cleansing stones? After saying that, he seemed to realize that his question was presumptuous. Every son of chaos had their own secrets. They were not sects or clans, so he should not get to the bottom of it. Haha, do you really plan to sell all these dust cleansing stones? Let's not talk about low-grade and high-grade dust cleansing stones, but if you want to sell peerless dust cleansing stones, I'm willing to buy them on behalf of Firmament at the price of $100 rhymes. $100 rhymes. Sing Hui was slightly startled. Although the dust cleansing stones in the heavenly Tao are extremely expensive, their true price shouldn't reach this number, right? Ordinary low-grade and high-grade dust cleansing stones naturally can't sell for this price, but peerless dust cleansing stones are different. Firmament smiled and said, I'll also hide it from you. Low-grade dust cleansing stones are often used to build palaces and attics to prevent others from using incarnation techniques, teleportation techniques, and other means to directly attack the root of the problem. It's said that this kind of building is useful for those above the divine realm who can shatter the vacuum. On the other hand, high-grade dust cleansing stones are often refined into magic artifacts that can effectively break some spatial restrictions, forbidden space formations, and so on. As for peerless dust cleansing stones, in addition to being able to create magic artifacts that deal with spatial restrictions, they have a more important use, which is to create dust cleansing flying boats. Dust cleansing flying boat. This was the first time Sing Hui had heard this term. That's right, it's the dust cleansing flying boat. In addition to this name, the dust cleansing flying boat has another name. It's called the two-realm boat, which means that it can shuttle between two worlds. Two-realm boat. When Sing Hui heard this, his eyes immediately lit up. Other than the teleportation technique, this was the first time he had come into contact with the concept of a world. When he thought of the drawbacks of the teleportation technique, he immediately asked impatiently, Master, could it be that there are other worlds besides our world? Of course there are. Firmament Master nodded. In the end, he thought of something and said in a deep voice, in fact, there has always been a rumor in the circle of divine realm experts. Back then, the reason why so many divine realm experts above the divine wilderness fought was because of the extremely valuable item that carried the Tao. The most important reason was that other worlds had their eyes on our world. However, their forces were weaker than ours, so they used the method of sowing discord to cause internal strife in the divine wilderness. As a result, the divine wilderness was shattered, and countless experts died. In their anger, those peak experts raised their troops and killed their way into that world that stirred up wind and rain. Speaking of this, there was a desolate look on his face. But after that, there was no more news. 10,000 years have passed, and we don't know whether the many ancestors of our divine wilderness who killed their way into that world are alive or dead. When Sing Hui heard this, he could not help but be secretly awed. He did not expect that there would be such a secret in the great war of the divine wilderness. Sing Hui thought to himself. Suddenly, he asked, Master, have you heard of a cultivator called Dong Qian? His cultivation has reached the vacuum-shattering realm. Dong Qian? Vacuum-shattering realm? The Firmament Master pondered for a moment and finally shook his head. Vacuum-shattering realm is the third level of the divine wilderness. The divine wilderness is different from the saint realm, and the gap between each realm is extremely large. Perhaps it is not at the level of a powerful figure or an ordinary cultivator, but the gap between each realm is more than 10 times, or even dozens of times, and is comparable to the longevity 6th level. During the divine wilderness, there were many experts in our world, and it is said that there was a legendary existence at the peak of the divine wilderness who could create a world with a thought. Vacuum-shattering realm. At that time, it was probably equivalent to the level of an ordinary powerful figure. Looking at the entire divine wilderness, he may not be able to make a name for himself. When Tsing Hui heard this, he was a little disappointed, but he still expressed that he could understand. Dong Qian's identity could be seen from his chaotic realm. A son of chaos of the 20th level. In the divine wilderness, most of the powerful figures belonged to this stage, and only a few powerful figures could reach the 25th level of the chaotic realm. In looking at the entire divine wilderness, although there were not many powerful figures, they were not rare either. Those who could make a name for themselves and still be talked about enthusiastically 10,000 years later could be counted with one's fingers. As the dust separator flying ship is made of dust separator stone, it has an excellent evasive effect against the attacks of the void when flying in the void. It is said that during the divine wilderness, when the invincible figures who had cultivated to the unhindered realm wanted to travel through space, they had to wear a set of armor made of supreme grade dust separator stone. Otherwise, the endless void storms would be enough to make them unable to deal with it. If they were not careful, they could even exhaust their vital yuan and die in the void. The Firmament Master was a supreme giant of the divine wilderness, and also the highest leader of the Firmament Master. He knew these secrets in detail. Unfortunately, it is not easy to make a dust separator flying ship. A dust separator flying ship needs at least 10,000 cubes of supreme grade dust separator stone, or even more. So far, let alone us, even the heavenly Tao has not been able to successfully make a dust separator flying ship. At best, a few dust separator armors have been made. When someone cultivates to the unhindered realm, they can travel through the void and travel between two realms. Unhindered realm. Tsing Hui knew of this realm. It was the 5th realm of the divine wilderness. Above it was the legendary peak of the divine wilderness, world creation with a thought. And world creation with a thought was an existence at the pinnacle of the divine wilderness. Furthermore, according to the Firmament Master, those worlds that attempted to invade the divine wilderness were inferior to the divine wilderness. That was to say, world creation with a thought was probably the pinnacle of existence in the myriad of worlds. Pak Hui, I will buy the supreme grade dust separator stone in your hands for 100 Dao rhymes. What do you think? Tsing Hui had the intention to keep the dust separator stones so that they could be made into armor in the future. However, after thinking about it, 100 supreme grade dust separator stones were far from enough to make an armor. Rather than keeping them now, he might as well sell them and exchange them for Dao rhymes to quickly raise his cultivation level. Once his cultivation level increased, there would be a day when he would go to the heavenly Tao to seek revenge from the Black Heaven Taoist master. If he could conquer the heavenly Tao, was he still worried about not having enough supreme grade dust separator stones to make an armor? Firmament Master has helped me a lot. Take these 105 dust separator stones as my gift to Firmament Master. Firmament Master shook his head. Those are two different things. We, Firmament Master, have helped you because of the guidance from the elders. You are now at a critical moment in your cultivation and need a large amount of resources. Don't stand on ceremony with us. Moreover, if you use these resources to raise your cultivation level, you will be able to withstand the soul attacks of the Almighty. In the future, you will be able to contribute more strength in the war of chaos. Hence, helping you now is equivalent to helping ourselves. When Tsing Hui heard this, he knew that it would be unreasonable if he continued to refuse. He immediately said, "Then, thank you very much. Give me your lower and upper grade dust separator stones as well. When you have time, I will get someone to collect them. It just so happens that I need to buy some cultivation resources. I should be making a trip to Infinite Wasteland soon. All right, I will give you the contact information of Cheng Wang. He is one of my juniors. When you arrive at Infinite Wasteland, you can contact him directly. Here are 100 Dao rhymes. It is up to you whether you want resources or items to carry Tao? Yes. During the National Day period, there are many things to do and the manuscript is limited. Today, I will give you 3 chapters. Tomorrow, I will give you another one. I believe that those who can read this chapter are all old readers and have already adapted to the style of the Hunyuan Sword Emperor. When you are reading, please log into your account and vote for the Hunyuan Sword Emperor. Chapter 430. After discussing the sale of the dust-cleansing stones with Venerable Firmament, he returned to his personal space. His trip to the Conley continent did not take long, less than 2 months in total, but the harvest was indeed satisfying. Not to mention the dust-cleansing stones that had yet to be sold, he had obtained more than 200 carriers of truth. What Xinghui needed to do next was naturally to convert these carriers of truth into his own cultivation. The cultivation of the transformative stage does not require much resources. Even the late stage, never-ending stage does not require as much resources as the true energy realm. It all depends on the cultivator's own comprehension. Once you understand the trick, you will naturally break through. If you don't, who knows how long you'll be stuck. This is especially true for the never-ending stage, where you need to form a balance of energy in your body so that your true energy runs continuously like a perpetual motion machine. Many people are stuck at this stage for their entire lives. Xinghui planned his future cultivation path. Since he wanted to comprehend, he naturally had to work on his comprehension ability. Although his level of comprehension ability was not high, it was definitely not low. If he continued to comprehend the mystery of the perfection of transformation, he would be able to step into the perfection of transformation one day. If he wanted to shorten the time, the only thing he could rely on was the space understanding grass that could enhance the comprehension ability of the cultivator. The price of the void grass is not high, but it's not low either. If I want to fully comprehend the mysteries of the transformative stage, I'm afraid 1 or 2 of them won't be enough. Xinghui's gaze fell on his chaos level. He had not spent much time on the Conley continent and had later comprehended the arsenal bean casting technique. The Tao rhymes accumulated in the fortune jade were only 63. If he wanted to become a son of chaos at the 41st level, he would have to wait 37 days without using any carriers of truth. Moreover, even if he really did wait 37 days and raised his chaos level to the 41st level, he might not necessarily choose to improve his comprehension level. His personal space was already at the 8th level, and he only needed 2 more levels of chaos to upgrade it to the 10th level, where it could accommodate living things. To him, once his personal space was upgraded to the 10th level, the support it could provide would be immeasurable. Don't forget that he had comprehended the supreme, immortal art of magic arsenal. When his personal dimension reached the 10th level and was able to contain living creatures, he could spend some effort to create some tranquil or even golden core realm monsters that had been around for a long time. He could let them recuperate in his personal dimension in the form of a tortoise shell. Once they encountered an enemy, a dozen tranquil or never-ending realm monsters would charge forward together. Other than powerful experts, no one would be able to escape. Moreover, apart from his personal space, the backtracking technique was also a divine technique. The teleportation technique was related to whether he could successfully return to Earth. Not to mention, he had not mentioned the extremely mysterious deduction technique. There's still a long way to go before my comprehension level reaches the 10th level. In that case, if I want to reach the peak of the transformative stage as soon as possible and comprehend the wonders of the never-ending state, I can only spend some carriers of truth to buy space understanding grass. As for the never-ending state, I have some ideas. The reason why the sun's energy can multiply and multiply endlessly is because it is constantly undergoing rounds of fusion. If I can comprehend the mysteries of fusion and gain complete control over it, the energy in my body will be endless. When that time comes, I will definitely be able to step into the never-ending state, even more powerful and terrifying than the energy in the body of an ordinary never-ending state expert, Xinghui muttered to himself. He had long had the idea of molding his body into a controllable nuclear fusion reactor. However, this method was dangerous, and a single misstep could result in him dying without leaving a corpse behind. But now, with the backtracking technique, the drawbacks of this idea were naturally solved. He only had to wait until he completely comprehended the mysteries of the changes in his true essence before attempting to break through to the never-ending state. Swoosh! Just as Tsing Hui was about to contact a few major chambers of commerce to purchase space understanding grass and cultivation materials for the Torch Dragon bloodline, a figure appeared in his personal space. Even though this figure appeared in the public area of his personal space, Qing Su naturally sensed him as soon as he arrived due to the fact that Qing Su was the master of this space. Tsing Hui was slightly stunned when he saw this cultivator who had specially come. He pondered for a moment and soon appeared. Your Excellency Heaven's Inquisition. Heaven's Inquisition, who did not meet Tsing Hui, was about to leave when he heard Tsing Hui's greeting. He immediately turned around in surprise and said, Your Excellency Pak Hui. Your Excellency Heaven's Inquisition seems to have specially come to look for me. May I know what's the matter? I'm here for the results of the investigation regarding the Create, Evolve Mysterious Sect and the Black Heaven Taoist Master. Heaven's Inquisition did not hide anything, as he said. As this information is in the nature of an exchange, I can directly inform Your Excellency Pak Hui without any additional fees. To be honest, the Create, Evolve Mysterious Sect and the Black Heaven Taoist Master do not have a close relationship at all. The Black Heaven Taoist Master and the Create, Evolve Mysterious Sect do not have a close relationship at all. Tsing Hui was puzzled when he heard this and asked, Then how did the Create, Evolve Mysterious Sect manage to get the Black Heaven Taoist Master to send a Golden Core Realm clone to kill me? Your Excellency Pak Hui, think carefully. If the Black Heaven Taoist Master really came specifically for you, would he need to send a Golden Core Realm clone? Tsing Hui shook his head. Although he was confident in his cultivation and his battle strength was not weaker than a never-ending realm expert, and he even dared to fight a Golden Core Realm expert with the divine art, as the main battle clone of a pinnacle almighty like the Black Heaven Taoist Master, a never-ending realm cultivator was more than enough to kill him. There was no need to mobilize a Golden Core Realm clone. That's it. The Create Evolve Mysterious Sect seems to think that Your Excellency Pak Hui is dead and did not hide this information too well. In addition, we have a higher status in the Create Evolve Mysterious Sect, so after some toasting, we learned the truth from him. The Black Heaven Taoist Master did not come for you, but for the Almighty behind you. The Almighty behind me? Tsing Hui's expression was a little ridiculous. There was no Almighty behind him. It was all a fabrication that he had directed and acted out. Yes. In fact, the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion has also specially investigated the Almighty behind Your Excellency Pak Hui. If our investigation is correct, that Almighty should be a supreme expert in the Sky Dome domain, the Saint Stage giant with invincible battle strength, esteemed Zhu Zhao, right? Oh, why do you think so? I live in the Eastern Wilderness, while esteemed Zhu Zhao is far away in the Heaven domain. If he wanted to accept a disciple, he would not choose me. Tsing Hui said without batting an eyelid. There's a lot of evidence that indicates that the Almighty behind you is esteemed Zhu Zhao of the Sky Dome domain. For example, you're a member of the Sky Dome domain and have the authority of a counselor. Esteemed Zhu Zhao has also personally guided you in your cultivation. In addition, when you first establish yourself overseas, esteemed Zhu Zhao's clone descended to meet you, right? Of course, the most important thing is the unexpected battle between you and Lai Wuyang and the others in the Hunyuan Heaven sect. At that time, an Almighty appeared and blocked the Jinwu religion's sect Master Luo's eternal blaze for you. According to our understanding, that Almighty should be esteemed Zhu Zhao. Tsing Hui took a deep look at Tian Wan and could not help but sigh. As expected of Tian Wan's people, I very much doubt that there is any news in the world that can be hidden from you. The world is bustling with activity for profit. As long as we can give them a satisfactory price, there is no secret that the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion can't buy back. It's just a matter of price. Tian said with a faint smile. Sing Hui was silent for a moment and then nodded. If it did not involve a matter of principle, he might not necessarily refuse if the other party was willing to pay a price to buy information from him. So, in other words, Master He Tian thought I was esteemed Zhu Zhao's disciple and deliberately ordered the experts of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect to besiege me. He wanted me to ask esteemed Zhu Zhao for help when my life was hanging by a thread so that esteemed Zhu Zhao could summon his main battle clone. The moment esteemed Zhu Zhao summoned his main battle clone, Master He Tian would use a thunderous method to kill esteemed Zhu Zhao's clone before it was fully formed, resulting in a backlash from the cloning technique and greatly injuring esteemed Zhu Zhao? That's right. That's the reason. Tianwen nodded, and at the same time, there was a hint of surprise in his eyes as he said, "Unfortunately, the people of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect underestimated you, Your Excellency Pak Hui. They did not expect you to break through to the transcendent state in such a short time. Not only did you manage to escape from their encirclement, but you also had the ability to annihilate all of them. Under such circumstances, esteemed Zhu Zhao's main battle clone could not be lured out, and you showed the potential to become an almighty in the future. Naturally, Master He Tian did not hesitate to kill you with a single blow." When he said that, Heaven's Inquisition studied Qing Su with a rather strange gaze. According to the information they had received, Qing Su had been reduced to ashes by Downlord He Tian. Logically speaking, he should have been deader than dead, but now. Yet he was sitting there and chatting with Tian when she really didn't know what kind of method he used to avoid this kind of fatal situation. Very good. There is no deep relationship between Master He Tian and the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. My hands are tied, and I can't take revenge. A cold light flashed in Sing Hui's eyes. He also suspected that the relationship between Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect and Master He Tian was not as deep as he thought. However, he did not have enough evidence and dared not act rashly out of caution. But now, Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. Is Your Excellency Pak Hui going to seek revenge from Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect? Tianwen asked. Is there a need to ask? When Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect went to kill Your Excellency Pak Hui the last time, they sent out all their forces. In terms of strength, Your Excellency Pak Hui does have the ability to break through Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. However, the most powerful part of Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect is not the many experts in the sect, but the magical formation that can gather the strength of all the cultivators together. It even allows everyone's strength to multiply endlessly. The gate of Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. If all the experts in Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect pour their true yuan into one person, with the help of the gate of Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect, it is not difficult to create a golden core realm expert. Therefore, if Your Excellency Pak Hui really wants to seek revenge on Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect, the formation will be the first problem you have to solve. Otherwise, unless you have the strength of a golden core realm expert, I'm afraid that this revenge will end with a grievance. Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect's formation. A sliver of cruel coldness appeared on Qing Su's face. I'd like to know if the formations of the Creation Mystical sect can still be used as they should be when the mountains and rivers shift and the ground collapses. The weekend eruption begins. Everyone, come take a look. Chapter 431. Hunyuan Chamber of Commerce. Lai Wuyang's figure flashed and appeared in the public area of the Hunyuan Chamber of Commerce. But when she saw the dozen or so sons of chaos gathered here, she was slightly taken aback. There were several familiar faces among them. Green Lotus Sword Sect Master Wen Hui, Hunyuan Heavenly Sect Young Master Nalan Fei, Life League's King Jin Hai, Ling Yu, and other higher-ups were all gathered here. Obviously, something big had happened. Senior Sister Nalan, what happened? Why did Sing Hui suddenly summon all of us here? Lai Wuyong asked Nalan Fei, who had a good relationship with her. You don't know? I thought he would tell you in advance, given your relationship with him. Nalan Fei was a little surprised. I was also suddenly summoned here. I don't know what happened. Is that so? It seems that we will only know the reason after he comes. When Lai Wuyong saw this, he didn't insist. He found a place to sit beside Nalan Fei and said, I reckon that this matter should be related to the news that faintly spread from the creation mysterious sect during this period of time. Sing Hui's death? Haha, how is that possible? In fact, when I received this news, I had already confirmed it with him. Although he was ambushed by the Create Evolve Mysterious Sect, the Create Evolve Mysterious Sect can't do anything to him. I think the Create Evolve Mysterious Sect wants to stick gold on their face so that the news of their successive defeats doesn't affect their morale. When Hui heard what the two women said, he smiled and said, When I first heard this news, I was also extremely shocked. After all, the Create Evolve Mystical Sect is the #1 sect in the Eastern Wilderness. Moreover, they spoke of this matter in a methodical manner, so we couldn't help but be suspicious. However, who would have thought that this was a blunder directed and acted by the Create Evolve Mystical Sect from the start? They didn't even consider themselves. How could they possibly be a match for Elder Qing Su? Exactly. In particular, Alliance Master Tsing Hui is now said to have broken through to the transcendent stage and left the Create Evolve Mysterious Sect far behind. King Zhenhai and the others nodded one by one. They obviously had an almost blind trust in Tsing Hui. While everyone was chatting, a figure suddenly appeared in their personal space. It was Tsing Hui. When they saw him, everyone stood up and greeted him. Tsing Hui, you're here. Lord Alliance Master, may I know why you've summoned us? Is there something important that needs to be done? Tsing Hui's gaze swept past everyone, and it was mainly focused on Lai Wuyong, Nalan Fei, and Wen Hui. Behind them were the representatives of the Jin Wu religion, the Hunyuan Heaven sect, and the Green Lotus Sword sect. Indeed, there is a matter that requires your cooperation. After Tsing Hui finished speaking, he turned to the three of them and asked, How are the results of the sects that you've attacked? The Giant Dragon Mountain Range isn't a place for weaklings. Even though we're approaching the Giant Dragon Mountain Range, we haven't made much progress due to the short amount of time we've had. It's the same on our side. The Failure Gate has a deep foundation. For safety reasons, we're still in the midst of making arrangements. Then, temporarily stop what you're doing. There's something more important that you need to do. After speaking, he said to Wen Hui, Nalan Fei, and Lai Wuyong, you can gather the cultivators that you trust the most to do this. Take the opportunity to expand your influence in your respective sects and prepare to take over the Create Evolve Mysterious Sects territory. Take over the Create Evolve Mysterious Sects territory? Upon hearing Tsing Hui's words, Nalan Fei, Wen Hui, and Lai Wuyong were all stunned. They couldn't understand the true meaning of Tsing Hui's words. After a while, Lai Wuyong seemed to have thought of something and exclaimed, Tsing Hui, you plan to attack the Create Evolve Mysterious Sect? That's right. Tsing Hui's expression gradually turned cold. The Create Evolve Mysterious Sect has bullied me too much. A long time ago, they sent their illustrious Saint Stage Grand Elder to invade my Life Moon Alliance's territory. Later on, they colluded with Vice Sect Master Jesu and the Hunyuan Heaven Sect and sent 12 great experts led by Huang Long to kill me. Not long ago, they even came out in full force, led by Taoist Tian Ding, Taoist Beidou, and Taoist Golden Cicada in a futile attempt to kill me. They've tried to kill me time and time again and really treat me like mud. After this battle, I want to Create Evolve Mysterious Sect to become history in the Eastern Wasteland. Upon hearing Tsing Hui's words, everyone present couldn't help sucking in a breath of cold air. Even King Zhenhai, Ling Yu, and Blazing Glory, who were full of confidence in Tsing Hui, looked at each other. Create Evolve Mysterious Sect. Create Evolve Mysterious Sect, the #1 sect in the Eastern Wasteland. Not counting the cultivators above the true energy stage, The create, evolve, mysterious sect alone could fight against the 9 great sects of the Eastern Wasteland. Even if the true energy stage experts were included, the create, evolve, mysterious sect could still fight against the 8 great sects if the Wuji Sword sect was not included. But now, according to Tsing Hui, he wanted to declare war on the create, evolve, mysterious sect and destroy it. This, Alliance Master, please reconsider. King Zhen Hai stood up immediately. He had fought with the create, evolve, mysterious sect before and deeply understood how terrifying this force was. He immediately advised, there are many hidden experts in the create, evolve, mysterious sect. Perhaps on the surface, their experts don't seem to be much, but that's because these experts are guarding the borders of the various sects and keeping each other in check. Once they transfer all of their experts to their headquarters, they will definitely accumulate more than 30 true energy stage experts, coupled with some transcendent experts. This is a force that even Golden Core experts will find difficult to resist. That's right, this matter must be handled with caution. The create, evolve, mysterious sect is already extremely powerful. Even the Wuji Sword sect can't be compared to it. Moreover, the create, evolve, mysterious sect's true strength lies in the many great formations in their sect, the create, evolve gate. With this mysterious great formation, the create, evolve, mysterious sect's unity of spirit realm experts can be used as Blue Netherworld realm experts. Blue Netherworld realm experts can be used as prominent divine stage experts, and prominent divine stage experts can be used as true energy stage experts. We don't have to worry about exhausting our true energy. When the time comes, we will have to face a terrifying battle force of hundreds of true energy stage experts. The create, evolve, mysterious sect is good at defense and not offense. It won't be difficult to repel the create, evolve, mysterious sect's attack, but it will be extremely difficult to counterattack the create, evolve, mysterious sect's territory. Lai Weiyang, Wen Hui, Nalan Fei, and the others all stood up to dissuade Yi Qingyu. You don't have to worry about the create, evolve, mysterious sect's formations. I have my ways to break them one by one. You just need to gather your forces and help me clean up the mess. After the battle between me and the create, evolve, mysterious sect, the remaining experts of the create, evolve, mysterious sect will definitely not be left with 1/5 of their experts. At that time, you will all come out in full force and clean up the battlefield. You will completely control the territory that originally belonged to the create, evolve, mysterious sect and complete the magnificent feat of expanding your territory, becoming the greatest sect master in history. Tsing Hui said indifferently. But just as Lai Weiyang was about to say something, Tsing Hui's gaze landed on her. If your Jinwu religion feels that this is too dangerous, you can withdraw from this operation. However, the territory that we conquer will have nothing to do with your Jinwu religion. Tsing Hui, that's not what I meant. I will discuss with the sect master and the others and persuade them to do their best to help you fight against the create, evolve, mysterious sect. Tsing Hui did not comment and only said, I will give you 3 days to prepare. After 3 days, I will begin to attack the create, evolve, mysterious sect. At that time, the empty territories of the create, evolve, mysterious sect will be occupied by my people. Don't blame me for not helping you. Elder, don't worry. I will persuade the people of the Green Lotus Sword sect to participate in this battle to overthrow the create, evolve, mysterious sect. What about the Qinkuan Sacred Ground, Limitless Sword sect, 6 Paths of Gods and Demons, Shunshao Sword sect, and the other forces? At this time, Nalan Fei suddenly asked. Them? Qing Su's lips curled into a sliver of cruel coldness. When I began to attack the creation mystical sect, they would obviously choose to watch from the sidelines. They would not dare to act recklessly. However, as I've been leading the way, showing that I really want to take down the creation mystical sect, they'll definitely get involved and clean up the battlefield for us. Tsing Hui, I'm not talking about this matter. I'm talking about what should we do when they take advantage of the battle between us and the create, evolve, mysterious sect to occupy the territory that we have conquered. If things go wrong, our Jin Wu religion, Green Lotus Sword sect, and Hunyuan Heavenly sect may become someone else's wedding dress. Naylan Fei said. Wen Hui and Lai Wuyong's hearts shook as they hurriedly turned to Tsing Hui. This possibility was very big. If things went wrong, they might really lose everything and not obtain any benefits. What should we do? There was a trace of indifference on Tsing Hui's face. If our three sects can really join forces to destroy the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect, do you think we can't turn around and destroy the 6 great sects, including the Limitless Sword sect? In order to fight against the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect, the 9 great sects have always been allies. If we rashly start a war with them for no reason, I'm afraid we will lose our morals. However, if they take advantage of the time when we attack the Heavenly Tao and take over the territory that we have conquered at that time, we will have a legitimate reason to deal with them openly. At this point, Tsing Hui's tone paused for a moment as a trace of killing intent faintly appeared in his voice. I'm not afraid of them coming. Instead, I'm afraid that they won't come. I don't have much time to attack and occupy these sects one by one and waste my energy on them. Naylan Fei, Wen Hui, Lai Wuyong, and the others looked at each other. They could hear the strong confidence in Tsing Hui's voice. When they thought of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect's repeated attempts to kill Tsing Hui, not only were they unable to do anything to him, but they were also defeated by him time and time again, and their vitality was greatly damaged. A trace of confidence emerged in the hearts of the three. Elder Tsing Hui, don't worry. I will persuade the 2 ancestors and the several grand elders. Wen Hui said in a low voice. Lai Wuyong also spoke with certainty. I will also think of a way to convince our sect master. Even if our sect master isn't around when the time comes, I will still bring my strength to assist you in attacking the Creation Profound Gate. Me too, Naylan Fei said. After pondering for a moment, she said, Tsing Hui, I feel that in order to ensure that we can mobilize all the forces in the Hunyuan Heaven sect, you should make a trip to the Hunyuan Heaven sect and explain the matter to the Hunyuan Heaven sect's Tang Sun, Yuan Bei, and the other ancestors. There's no need. Just pass on the message. Seeing that I'm also part of the Hunyuan Heaven sect, I've already given them the opportunity. As for whether they can grasp it in the end, that will depend on themselves. After Tsing Hui finished speaking, he waved his hand. All right, it's settled then. I'll give you half a month to prepare. Half a month later, I will completely lift the curtain on the battle to destroy the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. Chapter 432. Tsing Hui's decision shocked the higher-ups of the Jin Wu religion, the Green Lotus Sword sect, and the Hunyuan Heaven sect. For a time, the higher-ups of the Jin Wu religion, the Green Lotus Sword sect, and the Hunyuan Heaven sect were in constant meetings, racking their brains to weigh the gains and losses of this war with the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. Because of the importance of this matter, even the ancestors of the sects came out one after another to discuss the matter. After a few days of internal discussion, they gathered in the personal space of the strongest expert of the Hunyuan Heaven sect, the Primal Chaos Divine Hall, to discuss the feasibility of this matter. Greetings, Primal Chaos Divine Hall. Primal Chaos Divine Hall, long time no see. You're not far from the never-ending stage, right? When you reach the never-ending stage and head to the Heaven Wasteland domain, can you bring us along? My Green Lotus Sword sect is willing to offer a precious treasure as thanks. Primal Chaos Divine Hall, long time no see. In the personal space of Primordial Chaos Divine Sovereign, figures began to appear one after another. The Grand Elders at the Vision Divine stage were naturally greeting him as disciples. Only the true Element stage ancestors of the Golden Crow cult and the Green Lotus Sword sect were qualified to treat him as equals. Ancestor Chi Wu, Nan Shun, Lianhua, you're all here. The Primal Chaos Divine Hall swept his gaze across the true Element experts one by one, a faint smile on his face. Chi Wu, I didn't expect you to be the leader of the shadow race. You've hidden yourself well. Ancestor Chi Wu hurriedly said in a low voice. I'm ashamed. I've made a fool of myself. Subsequently, Tang Sun, Yuan Bei, and the others came forward to greet Ancestor Chi Wu and the others. Even a master of the Hunyuan Heaven sect, Zhuo Kunlun, was among the crowd. Although the number of Sons of Chaos was small, there were still dozens of them in each sect. Among them, the great elders of the prominent saint stage almost all had the Chaos Divine Hall. It was just a matter of level. After all, the bonus of comprehension from the Sons of Chaos was too important. Many times, they were only one level away from breaking through to a higher cultivation level. In such a situation, anyone with the ability would think of ways to get themselves a Chaos Divine Hall. All right, almost everyone is here, and there's no need to mention the purpose of our gathering here. Now, the crux of the matter is whether we can win this battle or not. After all, the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect is no pushover. Not only does it have many top experts, but there are also a large number of Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect members within the sect. By relying on these Create, Evolve gate, the overall strength of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect is almost one level higher. Seeing that almost everyone had arrived, Primordial Chaos Holy Sovereign did not waste any more time and went straight to the main topic. Whether we can win this battle or not will mainly depend on Grand Elder Tsing Hui of your Hunyuan Heaven sect. After all, he was the one who suggested the counterattack against the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect, and he did it in such a hurry. It's really, at this point, Patriarch Chi Wu did not know how to continue. Half a month. There's only half a month. It's too rushed. Ancestor Nanshan of the Green Lotus Sword sect also sighed. How powerful is Grand Elder Tsing Hui? Senior Primordial Chaos Holy Sovereign. Do you have a plan in mind? Zhu Xian, the leader of the Jinwu religion, asked. His true strength. Primordial Chaos Holy Sovereign shook his head and turned to look at Tang Sun. The two of you know him the most. Tell me, what cultivation level has Grand Elder Tsing Hui grown to? Tang Sun and Yuan Bei exchanged a look and felt somewhat helpless. I don't know about the rest, but long before Grand Elder Tsing Hui broke through to his current cultivation level, he was already able to kill Huang Long, Ao Feng, Shinda Gang, and the other 12 great experts. At that time, his battle strength was probably not inferior to a transformative stage expert. As for now, it's said that his cultivation has already reached the transformative stage. No matter how you look at it, he shouldn't be any weaker than a never-ending stage expert. With the help of the divine art, he shouldn't be much weaker than a golden core stage expert. Never-ending stage. The never-ending stage isn't enough. The Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect's three great ancestors, Taoist Tian Ding, Taoist Golden Cicada, and Taoist Beidou, which one of them doesn't have the battle strength of a never-ending stage expert with the help of the divine art. In addition, being in the Creation Mystical sect, you can receive the support of the Creation Mystical sect's array formation. You might even be able to fight against an ordinary Golden Core Realm expert. I remember that there was a rumor in the Creation Mystical sect not long ago, saying that the great elder of the Qing Su ruins had been slain by the combined efforts of Taoist Tian Ding, Taoist Golden Cicada, Taoist Beidou, and so on. Even though the rumor was proven to be groundless with the appearance of the great elder of the Qing Su ruins, it also implied that they had the ability to deal fatal damage to the great elder of the Qing Su ruins. If it weren't for the fact that the great elder of the Qing Su ruins had almost died back then, why would they have spread such news? Ancestor Chi Wu said. That may be so, but since Grand Elder Tsing Hui was ambushed by Taoist Tian Ding, Taoist Golden Cicada, and Taoist Northern Dipper, and still has the confidence to destroy the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect under such circumstances, it's enough to prove that he does have the ability to fight against the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. After all, Taoist Tian Ding, Taoist Golden Cicada, and Taoist Northern Dipper are the final trump cards of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. Patriarch Nanshan said. Hearing his words, the upper echelons of the three sects looked at each other. They had basically gained some confidence in their hearts. Then the most important thing now is the formations of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. If the formations of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect are not broken, even if Grand Elder Tsing Hui's combat strength is equivalent to the combined strength of the many true energy stage and transformative stage experts of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect, it will still not be an easy task to truly destroy the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. I'm guessing that Grand Elder Tsing Hui must have a way to directly destroy the formation of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. At this time, when Hui, who had a respected status among the crowd, but was considered a junior, suddenly said, "We have also mentioned the problem of the formations of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect with Grand Elder Tsing Hui." However, Grand Elder Tsing Hui bluntly said that he wanted to move the mountains and rivers of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect and cause the earth to collapse. If he can really do this and cause the mountains and rivers of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect to move the earth, the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect that was built on the earth will definitely be completely destroyed. One Huey's words caused the eyes of many true energy stage experts present to light up slightly. If Grand Elder Tsing Hui really has a way to directly destroy the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect formations, then he really has the possibility of destroying the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. That's right. Grand Elder Tsing Hui alone has the ability to deal with the many experts of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. Coupled with our support, it shouldn't be difficult to suppress the experts of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. If the experts of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect can deal with the most troublesome formations of the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect, then the chances of destroying the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect is already more than 80%. As everyone discussed, they finally came to a conclusion. After discussing the details for a while, the leaders of the several large sects finally made up their minds. Then it's decided. My Hunyuan Heaven sect will lend a helping hand to the great elder of Qing Su's destruction of the creation mystical sect, said Jianshen. My Green Lotus Sword sect agrees. The Jinwu religion will also do its best to mobilize the experts in the sect to deal with the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect. The Jinwu religion, the Hunyuan Heaven sect, and the Green Lotus Sword sect discussed the final attitude of the battle in the Chaos Temple. As the initiator of the battle against the Create, Evolve, Mysterious sect, Tsing Hui had already appeared in the Galaxy Chamber of Commerce's Yunxia City Station. After handing over all the dust cleansing stones to the people sent by the Firmament Master, the Galaxy Chamber of Commerce also sent over all the goods that Tsing Hui needed to purchase this time. Senior Dongyang, please take a look. The level 12 spiritual object that you need is priced at 30 Dao runes. 10 level 10 spiritual objects are also priced at 30 Dao runes. In addition, there are also level 9 and level 8 spiritual objects, totaling 100 Dao runes. In addition to these, there are also 2 portions of Torch Dragon Blood Essence and Golden Crow Blood Essence that Senior Dongyang needs. They are priced at 98 Dao runes, making a total of 198 Dao runes. Senior, please check. Okay. Tsing Hui looked at the many treasures that Gong Xing handed over and nodded. Senior Dongyang, do you have time recently? I've been quite busy recently. When I'm free, I'll come again to find you and help you deliver the goods. Yes, Senior Dongyang, your matter is more important. Gong Xing hurriedly said. Then, I'll take my leave first. As Tsing Hui spoke, the avatar dissipated and his consciousness returned to his body. Glancing at the items that had been reduced by nearly half, Tsing Hui began to worry about the problem of Dao runes. As his cultivation continued to increase, the price of the cultivation resources he needed also increased. In the past, the resources he could exchange for several Dao aura items were enough for him to easily increase his cultivation by several small realms. But now, a portion of divine beast blood essence that had more than 50 Dao runes could only allow him to accumulate more. He couldn't even break through again. The cultivation of the true energy realm was already like this. The amount of resources required for the golden core realm and the last realm of the saint realm, the lawful embodiment of heaven and earth, was enough to make him feel despair. It seems that the focus of cultivation resources has to be concentrated in the Chaos Treasure Pavilion. Or perhaps I should leave the divine wilderness and go to a world with a more developed cultivation system. Sing Hui thought to himself. It was too early to go to a world with a more developed cultivation system. In that case, he could only focus on the Chaos Treasure Pavilion. Unfortunately, the refresh time of the items in the Chaos Treasure Pavilion was not fixed. It usually took a few months or a year or two. Sing Hui wanted to spend time in the Chaos Treasure Pavilion, but he didn't know where to start. Unless he was willing to use the items in his possession to cultivate a rank 30 Son of Chaos. Although the Chaos Treasure Pavilion currently sells many treasures, most of them are in the Divine Realm. Since there are Divine Realm treasures, there should be precious treasures above the Divine Realm. Currently, these precious treasures have not appeared in the Chaos Treasure Pavilion. There's only one problem, and that's that my Chaos level isn't high enough. The Chaos Treasure Pavilion that appeared at rank 30 could sell Divine Realm cultivation resources. If that was the case, cultivation treasures above the Divine Realm that appeared in the Chaos Treasure Pavilion required rank 60. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.